Golden Radio Hour.
Wait a minute. Have you heard the weird tales of the Whistler?
I'm the Whistler.
Here's the sanitarium, Harvey.
Is he still unconscious?
Yes. Here comes the attendant.
We're all ready for him, Mrs. Jackson. Take his feet, Harold. Oh, had to tie him, eh?
Yes, I had to give him a good one on the chin.
You'll have to watch him. He may try to get away when he comes to.
Don't worry, we've got a lot of tough cases here.
Don't let him know who brought him here.
And don't let him know I had anything to do with it.
Leave everything to us.
It's a 2-hour drive back to the city, Donna.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll phone you tomorrow.
Good. If anything happens, we'll call you.
Thank you. Good night.
Saturday night, and again CBS presents The Whistler.
I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales. I know many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. And so I tell you tonight the mysterious tale of Death Has a Thirst. The long black car with a handsome man at the wheel and the woman beside him returns to the highway and speeds on through the night. The man and woman sit staring ahead, lost in thought. The man is Harvey Davis. The woman, Mrs. Victor Jackson, wife of the unconscious man recently deposited at the sanitarium.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this, Harvey. But I had to have some help, and I knew I could depend on you.
It's all right, Donna. I only hope it'll do some good. Victor never drank a drop while we were in school.
He didn't drink when we were first married. But after his father died and Victor took over the business, he started.
It's a huge concern, and I guess he just couldn't take it. He's always had an inferiority complex.
But the thing that hurts me most is that the drinking has completely changed him. Why, he's suspicious of every move I make. He accuses me of the most disgraceful things. Accuses me of lying to him about everything and of being in love with other men. Oh, countless things.
Other men? What men?
Any man I speak to. Even you, Harvey.
Me? Well, after all, if he's going to be suspicious of any man, it would logically be me.
Why?
You've brought most of your troubles to me. He knows that. I'm as good a victim as any. He knows I'm terribly fond of you.
Are you, Harvey?
From the first day I met you, I said, here's a woman, a strong woman. Maybe she'll develop some backbone in my willy-nilly friend, Victor.
That's very nicely put, Harvey.
Let's hope the sanitarium does him some good.
If it doesn't, I don't know what I'll do.
Don't worry, Donna. Just remember, I'll do anything for you.
Thank you, Harvey.
About midnight, the black sedan arrives at the Jackson mansion. The butler greets Harvey and Donna at the door.
Evening, Mrs. Jackson. Evening, Mr. Davis.
Evening.
Dr. Saunders is in the library, ma'am. He's waiting for you.
Dr. Saunders at this hour? What on earth does he want?
You'd better see him, Donna. Maybe he knows.
Well, how could he? Come with me, Harvey.
Of course.
Oh, good evening, Dr. Saunders.
Good evening, Donna. Evening, Harvey.
Hello, Doctor.
This is quite a surprise.
I can imagine.
Harvey and I, we've just been for a little drive. I felt I needed some air.
Oh, that's so.
Did you come to see Victor?
Victor isn't here,
Really?
but I know where he is.
You do?
He's in a cheap dive of a rooming house downtown.
What?
But that's impossible.
That's where he always goes.
Well, you're wrong this time, Doctor. I took him by force to a sanitarium tonight. Harvey helped me. Maybe they can do something for him.
You told the sanitarium that I was his physician, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, they called me an hour ago. He's escaped.
What?
Oh.
They said he came to and broke away from them. I know where he usually goes, and I can find him.
If you want me to find him.
Well, what are you inferring, Doctor?
Donna, I know what you've been through with Victor. I know what a trial it's been. I've tried and you've tried. We've all tried everything we could do to make him stop. Not many women would have put up with what you have. We've dragged him through before. We probably can do it again. I just thought that, well, maybe you'd had enough.
You do know where he is.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I know.
Well, then find him. I'm determined to cure him if I have to take him to a desert island.
That's an idea. A long ocean trip might be the answer. You'd have to hog time.
I could do that, too.
Very well, I'll have a talk with him. I'll phone you in the morning. Good night.
Good night, Doctor. Oh, Harvey.
No. You've done your best, Donna.
Oh, but I feel so hopeless. I don't know what to do.
Try the desert island.
Why not? Harvey, it might work, mightn't it? You can help. Your yacht. Dr. Saunders may be right. Oh, at least it's worth a try.
I wonder.
Please, Harvey, it may be the answer.
I can't get away just now, but if you're determined, you're welcome to the yacht.
Oh, please, I'd feel better if you came along.
All right, Donna. I'll go. I'll arrange it. But he won't want to come.
We'll take him aboard by force.
Shanghai? Well, all right. Just let me know when you find him, and I'll arrange everything.
He sure was plastered. Well, I'll leave you alone with him, Doctor.
Thanks. That high pole will bring him out of this. Victor. Victor.
What? What's going on here? Who are you? Get away.
Quiet. Take it easy, Victor.
Huh? Who are you?
Doc Saunders.
Doc? Oh, what you want?
I want to talk to you, Victor. It's very important.
Important?
Come on, Victor. Snap out of it.
Hey, what's the idea? What'd you slap me for?
To wake you up. I've got to talk to you.
Oh, hello, Doc. What are you after?
Is your head clear?
I guess so.
Well, then listen to me. You know where you are?
Yeah, my old haunt.
You know how you got here?
Well, let me see. I can't seem to remember.
Well, I'll tell you where you're going if you don't pull yourself together.
Where?
To the insane asylum.
Did you say asylum?
I did. I haven't told you this, but your great-grandfather died insane.
What?
And that was your father's greatest fear, that he would be a victim.
Oh.
And there's nothing that hastens final mental breakdown more than alcohol.
Insanity. Are you just telling me that?
No, I can prove it.
Good Lord.
Do you want that to happen to you?
Oh, no. Oh, but I just can't seem to quit.
You're going away, Vic.
Away? Where?
I'm sending you on a long voyage with no liquor.
Oh, no. No, you're not. No, now, I'll get hold of myself.
You said that before.
I can take it or leave it alone if I want to.
But you haven't so far. You've gone from bad to worse. Now you're going where you can't get it.
But, Doc, I can't. I'd die. I couldn't stand it.
You'll stand it and like it. If I have to kill you.
No, I won't be pushed around by anyone. I know who's back of this, Donna. She wants to get rid of me. Asylum, yeah. Yeah, that'd suit her fine. She'd like that. So she can cavort around with Harvey and all the others.
Shut up, Vic.
You're all planning to get rid of me. You don't like me.
You're taking a trip.
Get rid of me and you all share in the estate. Well, you'll see how much good it'll do.
But you are taking a trip, Victor.
And now, here you are, Victor. Several hundred miles at sea. And worried, too, aren't you, Victor? That talk about insanity really upsets you. You believe it, too, don't you?
What's this? Where am I? Donna.
Do you feel better?
What is this? It's moving. I feel dizzy.
I don't think you're dizzy. We're on a boat, darling.
What boat?
We're on a boat in the middle of the ocean.
A boat? Doc Saunders. That's what he said. A voyage. It's his
Oh,
idea.
now, Victor, everything's going to be all right.
I know what you're planning to do. You're planning to kill me. You want to get rid of me. Want me to die.
You won't die.
Whose boat is this?
Harvey's yacht.
Harvey. Now I know it's a plot. Now I know what it's all about. You and Harvey, that's
Oh,
it.
don't be ridiculous, Victor. Harvey consented to let me have the yacht.
Is he on board?
Yes?
Of course. You and Harvey and me a prisoner. What a perfect setup.
You don't mean that, Victor.
I've been suspicious of you two all along. Who else is on board?
Nobody but the captain and the crew of 4. And Harvey and the doctor.
Where are you taking me?
We're just cruising.
Just cruising. Till you find the right spot.
Right spot for what?
To dump me overboard. No one will ever know, will they? And you'll say I jumped over. I was washed over the side.
Oh, Victor, what has happened to you? You're like a stranger to me. I just don't know you. It doesn't seem possible that you're the man I married. My darling, what's happened to you?
Don't you know?
If I only did.
Why, I'm crazy. Insane. Surely you knew that. My great-grandfather was insane, and my grandfather, and undoubtedly my father, so why not me?
You're talking nonsense.
No. Hasn't Doc Saunders told you what he knows?
No.
Oh, come now. You three are closer than that.
Stop talking such nonsense. I won't listen.
I'm getting out of this cabin. I can't stand to be cooped up like
No,
this.
please stay here for a while, Victor. Please. Here, I brought you some milk. Please drink it.
Milk? Ah. Got a funny color to it. And it smells strange. What's in it? Arsenic?
It's just plain milk, Victor. Now drink it.
Do you like milk, Donna?
Yes, I love milk.
Then drink it yourself.
Victor! Oh, all over my dress.
You're trying to poison me, that's it. Now get out of here. Get out.
Oh, Victor, please, darling.
Get out! Oh. What do you want, Doc?
How do you feel, Victor?
They're trying to kill me. They plan to kill me.
Who?
Donna and Harvey. She just brought me some milk, and it had poison in it. I could tell by the color.
I think you're imagining things, Victor.
No, I'm not. They want me out of the way. I can tell.
What made you think the milk was poison?
It was a purplish color. Here's the glass. Smell it. Maybe I'm not so crazy after all.
I didn't say you were crazy. I only want you to stop drinking. Drink may bring it on.
Doc, where would they get poison?
Oh, come now. Forget it.
Do you know where they get poison, Doc?
I'll see you later, Victor.
Maybe.
Did you send for me, Doctor?
Yes. Did you take some milk to Victor?
Yes, I did.
What'd you put in it?
Why should I put anything in it?
Victor thinks you did.
You should know me better than that, Doctor.
You did put something in it.
Oh, yes, I did. Some of that red liquid to make him quiet.
Oh, yes, of course. That's what it was.
And he threw it all over me. Oh, I'm thoroughly disgusted, Doctor. I can't go on with him this way. He isn't drinking, but there's something wrong. I decided to give it up as a bad job. I'm going to get a divorce.
Divorce? I'm afraid it's too late for that, Donna.
Too late? Why, what do you mean?
Well, there's something I haven't told you. I've been hoping it wouldn't be necessary. But after today, I've given up all hope.
Why can't I get a divorce?
You can't get a divorce from an insane person.
Insane? Good heavens.
There's been a secret in Victor's family for several generations. Not even Victor knew it. It touched his father ever so lightly, but Victor has all the symptoms. And the liquor has hastened the crack up. I couldn't be certain as long as he was drinking. But today, I realized the truth.
Why, I'm bewildered. I've never been so shocked in my life. I wish you hadn't told me.
I'm sorry, Donna. I wanted you to be on your guard. He has some strange hallucination about you and Harvey. He thinks you're planning to do away with him.
Do away with him? Oh, but that's ridiculous. I've never had such a thought. Never. Oh, but now I am frightened. Doctor, what about Alice?
Your daughter's only 8 years old. There are no symptoms, and It may miss her entirely.
But think what this will mean. If this gets out about Victor, why, it may ruin her whole life.
I understand that.
That must never happen. It must remain a secret.
That'll be difficult. It's going to be hard to handle when that craving returns.
Yes, he will. I'll think of something. I'll find a way.
Doctor, come quickly. It's Harvey Davis.
What's wrong, Captain?
Found him in his bunk with a cord around his neck.
Good heavens. Quiet, Donna. Come along.
Is he dead?
No, he's breathing. Found him just in time. He'll be all right in a few minutes.
Thank heaven.
Harvey.
Harvey.
Donna, what's wrong? What's happened?
Nothing much, Harvey. Just a little accident. You'll be all right.
Oh, my throat. What's going on?
You don't remember?
No, I was just taking a little nap. I feel as though I'd been choked.
Better tell him, Donna. Come along, Captain. Be any liquor aboard, Captain?
Yes, Doctor. Several bottles in the locker in my cabin.
Let's have a look.
I keep it locked because, Hey, it's been jimmied. Well, what do you know? It's all gone.
I expected that.
I'll skin those men alive.
Don't blame the men, Captain.
What do you mean? What the devil is that? We've hit something. Come on. Captain. What is it, man? What's wrong with you?
The boilers blew up. We must have hit a reef. All three of the men of the crew were down there. We've got to abandon. I'm hurt bad, Captain.
He's dead.
See to the lifeboat. Round up the others. I'll go below.
Yes, Captain.
Murphy! John! Murphy! Are you there? Good Lord, what a mess. I can't imagine.
Two days pass. The sun beats down relentlessly on the 5 survivors in the open boat. The doctor watches anxiously over the still unconscious captain. And Donna and Harvey keep a constant eye on Victor, who sits alone in the end of the boat staring at the horizon.
How's the captain, Doctor?
Still holding his own. Must have had a bad fall down that companionway.
I don't think he fell.
Good thing you went down after him.
We're running low on water. I hope we sight some land today. How much water have you left in your canteen, Donna?
Half full.
Hey, look over there. What's that?
Why, it's a ship.
No, it's land. An island. Grab an oar, Victor. Come on, Doc. Well, I've looked all around. The place is as barren of food and water as the Sahara Desert. I'm afraid if we do locate any water, it won't be fit to drink.
There must be water.
What do you care about water? You've got a canteen full of whiskey.
How much water is left?
I have some, and Dr. Saunders has some.
So I'd better get busy. Although my experiences on these islands haven't been so good.
Here's a chance to put your chemistry to use, Harvey. You know the test for lead and zinc?
Yes.
I'll give you 2 vials, some sodium sulfide tablets, and some potassium chromate. You know the test, 1 tablet of each and 10 cc's with water.
Mm-hmm.
A dark precipitate means poison.
Yes, I know. Thanks, Doc. Well, I'll start off and keep a direct line to the other side. Wherever that is.
Wait a minute, Harvey. I think I'll go with you.
Oh, why?
Oh, maybe I can help.
I'd go with you, Harvey, but I'd better keep my eye on the captain. He's the only one who knows where we are. I've got to pull him through.
That's all right, Doc. I don't need any help.
I think I'll go anyway.
All right. If you insist, come on.
Harvey, wait. I'm going too.
Why?
Because I want to.
We don't need you.
But I'm coming just the same. Please, Harvey, I'd like to come.
All right. Let's go. It's certainly hot. How do you feel, Donna?
All right. How far have we come?
Oh, 10 miles, I should say. This is a pretty big island at that. And nothing but desert.
Are you sure those last 2 water holes were poisoned?
Certainly.
Look good to me. I'm getting mighty thirsty.
Better quit drinking that whiskey. It'll only make you thirstier.
Harvey, can I have a little water?
I'm sorry, Donna, but you'll have to suffer it as long as you can. Please wait.
You suppose we'll ever get out of here?
I don't know.
Oh, it's all my fault. What a shame to get you into such a mess. Please forgive me, Harvey.
There's nothing to forgive, Donna. I'd do it again 100 times over. For you.
Would you, Harvey?
Yes. Poor Victor, what a sad thing.
No one must ever know, Harvey. Promise me if we get out of this. Promise me you'll never let anyone know.
No one will ever learn from me.
I got him. I got him.
What on earth?
Harvey, he's got a gun.
Where'd you get it? Come on.
I got him. Look. Look, a lizard. A big one. I knew we'd find something.
Put that down. You can't eat that.
There must be water around here. There must be.
Where'd you get that gun?
Out of the captain's locker.
Better take it easy with those shells. We may need them.
Yeah. Maybe I will. Have a drink?
No.
All right. I'd sure like some water. How about it?
There's just enough for one of us to get back. And if only one goes back, it'll be Donna.
Donna. How chivalrous. Who's got the water?
I have.
Come on. Let's keep moving.
There's water around here. There must be. And I'm going to find it.
Donna, if we don't find water, he's going to start pleading for what you have. No matter how much he raves or pleads, don't give it to him. Even if he threatens us with a gun. Tell him you drank it all. I want you to have the best break out of this.
Thanks, Harvey. I appreciate it.
I found it. Water. I found water.
Hurry, Donna. Hurry.
Well, what about it? What's the test show?
Just like all the rest. It's full of lead and zinc and heaven knows what else.
Poison, huh?
Where's Jet?
How about some of that water?
What water?
In Donna's canteen.
There isn't any more.
Who drank it?
I did.
You both did. You left none for me.
You've got your whiskey.
I can't drink whiskey all the time.
Done pretty well on it for several years.
I've got to have some water.
Harvey warned you.
Harvey. Is that all you think about, Harvey? You should have married Harvey.
Perhaps you're right about that.
Are you sure that water's poison?
I'm not drinking it, and I'm thirsty, too.
Maybe you're just waiting.
For what?
I don't know. But I can imagine a few things.
We'd better stop here for the night. Are you very tired, Donna?
Awfully.
Better try and get some sleep. Where are you going, Victor?
Just going to look around. May find something. I'm hungry.
I'm going to build a fire with this brush. Don't get too far away.
I'll be around. Don't worry.
Keep a close watch on your canteen, Donna. I have an idea what he's up to. I'll try not to sleep, but I'm dead tired.
I'll do my best, Harvey.
If he goes to sleep, I'll try to get that gun away from him. Good night, Donna.
Good night, Harvey.
Night comes on. The fire burns low, and only a red glow remains. Donna, in spite of herself, drops off into a sound sleep. Victor stirs from his place 20 feet away, looks about him, and crawls silently toward the sleeping Donna.
Put it down, Victor.
I want some water.
There isn't any more.
I think there is.
You heard what I said.
You're lying. You have got some.
Victor, what is it?
You've got some water and you won't give me any.
Harvey.
I'm wise to you. You don't want me to have any. You want me to die. You're in love with each other.
You're drunk.
What if I am in love with Harvey? What of it?
Donna.
You want me out of the way. Neither of you's very thirsty, no. Because you had some water. And you got it out of that pool. You're lying to me. It's good water.
You're crazy.
You sneaked it out of there while I was asleep. You tried to make me think it was poison. I ought to shoot you both.
All right, Victor, if you're so positive. Go on down and drink out of the pool.
Oh, that gives me an idea. I'll just find out if that water's poisoned. Go drink some of it, Harvey.
Certainly not.
I'll give you 30 seconds.
It's poison, Victor.
Go ahead, drink, or I'll shoot.
No, don't do it, Harvey.
Then supposing you drink some, Donna.
Very well, I will.
Victor, it'll kill her. Donna, wait. I'll drink it. You're a fool, Victor. But come along.
This is going to be very interesting.
Not as much as you think.
Get off of me! I'll kill you! Oh. Maybe that'll hold you, Harvey.
Harvey.
I'm all right, Donna. It just hit my shoulder. I hope you're satisfied now that it is poison, Victor.
Maybe. But you two are getting water from someplace. All right. Hand over that canteen, Donna.
Please, Victor. That's for Donna.
I'll take care of it for all of us. And if either of you make a move toward me, I'll shoot both of you. Good night. And sleep tight, both of you.
The night slowly fades, and the chill of dawn creeps in. Then, as the sun comes over the horizon, Harvey stirs fretfully, opens his eyes, and looks for Donna. She sits beyond the dead embers of the campfire, her hands folded before her, staring blankly into space. Harvey raises up with a start and moves quickly to her side. Victor is sprawled on his back, the hilt of a hunting knife protruding from his breast.
Donna. Donna. Good. What's happened to Victor?
He's dead, Harvey.
Dead. That knife. Why, it's yours, Donna.
Yes, it's mine. Now no one will ever know. Will they, Harvey?
No.
I had to.
Harvey, hello there.
It's Dr. Saunders.
Here we are.
Well, thank heavens we found you. Sighted a ship, built a signal fire. They're waiting for us. Well, what's this?
Well, Victor must have gone crazy in the night and stabbed himself.
Now, let me see. He's dead, Harvey. How'd this happen?
I told you he must have
stabbed himself.
No, he didn't. I stabbed him. It's my knife. I got to thinking and I did it. I crept over and I stabbed him.
Oh, I see. When did you do this, Donna?
It was not more than an hour ago. I couldn't help it, Doctor. I couldn't help it.
Please, Donna, please. There's nothing to fear.
I didn't want anybody to know. Because of Alice.
They won't know, Donna. You didn't kill him.
What?
He's been dead for at least 3 hours.
Well, what do you mean?
Look at his eyes. Look at his lips and his tongue. The swelling of his stomach. Did you test the pool, Harvey?
Yes. Every pool we've come to has been heavy in mineral content. I warned him, but he thought we were lying to him. Last night he pulled a gun and took Donna's canteen. There wasn't much in it, but it was all we had.
He's been drinking whiskey, so a little water wouldn't satisfy him. So he drank from the pool. Poor Victor. I guess it's just as well.
Don't worry, Donna. No one will ever know. We'll lay, Doctor.
There's nothing to tell. Except Victor Jackson poisoned himself in a fit of extreme thirst.
No, Donna. No one will ever know. You did your best. You tried hard to make things work out. But somehow fate seemed to take things right out of your hands. But you know better, don't you, Harvey? You know what happened. Tell us, Harvey. Tell us.
After Victor took the canteen from Donna and drank the few swallows in it, he fell off to sleep. Then I took the canteen and filled it from the poisoned pool. I knew he'd wake up with a greater thirst, and he did. But I'm not sorry. He's better off. And I found I do love Donna. And I'll take care of her for the rest of her days.
There you are. From drama to tragedy. From tragedy to a beautiful love story wherein they will live happily ever after. I know.
CBS has presented The Whistler. Original music for this production was composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. The Whistler stories are written and directed by J. Donald Wilson and originate from Columbia Square in Hollywood. Next week, same time,
I, the Whistler, will return to tell you the incredible tale of the Secret Seven. Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. Have you heard the weird tales of the Whistler?
Whistler.
Gentlemen, we 7 scientists have banded together because the government of Austria is in deadly peril. We have evidence that Austria is being dangerously undermined by the Nazis, and that nothing is being done from the standpoint of the law to prevent it. We have therefore resolved to take measures into our own hands and prevent this chaos. At our next meeting, we shall present the names of those in high places who attempt to divide and conquer, and shall decide then as to what action shall be taken against them.
And such was the organization in which Hans Minkler, the young, mild-mannered biologist of Vienna, suddenly found himself a member. Hans Minkler, whose whole life was dedicated to the preservation and the saving of human life. Hans Minkler, referred to by his classmates as the man who couldn't kill a fly.
Saturday night, and again CBS presents The Whistler.
I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. And so I tell you tonight the incredible tale of The Letter. Hans Minkler, the young biologist, only half heard the speech of the leader of the 7 scientists, for Hans was dreaming of his beloved experiments. His experiments and the pretty niece of Monsieur Gallet, the lovely Viel, who had been living in Vienna these past 4 years. Kindly Monsieur Gallet was interested in Hans Minkler's theories, and Hans was hoping Gallet might finance them.
Well, Dr. Minkler, I've studied the outline of your proposed experiments, and I've come to the conclusion that you can accomplish great things.
Oh, well, that makes me very happy, Monsieur Gallet.
How much do you think you'll need to carry on?
I feel quite sure that I could get along for a couple of years on 5,000. If my cell experiments prove successful, human life may be prolonged considerably.
I have all the faith in the world in Hans, Uncle.
My niece is certainly sold on your ability, Dr. Minkler.
So are you, Uncle. You may as well admit it.
Young men with your principles are all too scarce today. Europe seems to be saturated with men who claim they want to save mankind. They all seem to want to arrive at it through a destructive method.
Well, it's only a temporary condition.
Who do you plan to have assist you? Kurt Lassner?
Kurt? Well, I haven't decided yet.
Kurt is a fine young man.
Yes, he was a good student, but he's drifted away from his studies. He's become absorbed in politics.
Very well, Hans. I'll start you out with 5,000. Is that the way you want it, Viel?
Yes, Uncle, you're a darling.
I hope that someday I may be able to repay you.
See where that is, Viel. Come into the library, Hans. I'll give you a check.
Yes, of course.
Oh, good evening, Kurt.
Hello, Viel. Well, how are you?
Very well, Kurt.
You're very lovely this evening.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. The prettiest girl in Vienna. Is Hans here? I said I'd pick him up on my way downtown.
Yes, he's talking to Uncle. Talking business.
My, I've had a busy day. Not enough hours to go around.
Sit down, Kurt.
Thanks.
Kurt, why have you given up your career?
Biology? Oh, I don't know.
But you could do so much good. You were so well equipped to carry on in science. Think of the things yet to be done.
I'm going to do things. Great things.
I mean things that will really benefit mankind.
Well, that's what I mean, too. You know, you sound like Hans.
Hans is very sad about your dropping your work. He counted on your helping him in his experiments.
Oh, he'll get over it. Besides, those experiments can wait a while.
No, Hans is going ahead.
Who's going to help him?
I am, if no one else.
You? Well, how can you help him?
I can learn biology.
But it'll take a lot of money to do what he planned.
He has the money. It's all arranged. My uncle has financed him.
Your uncle?
Yes.
Well, I wish Hans luck.
And I'm going to marry Hans.
What? You and Hans? Well, what a surprise.
Yes, I've made up my mind.
I see. Well, I guess...
Good evening, Kurt. Glad to see you.
Good evening.
Hello, Kurt. Oh, have you heard the good news?
Yes, Viel just told me. And I wish you both good luck. I hope you'll be very happy. And when's the wedding?
Wedding? What wedding? Oh, yes. Me, of course.
Typical absent-minded professor.
See, look, I have the money for my experiments.
Well, Hans, it's 7:45. We better run along. We have an appointment at 8.
Oh, yes, the meeting. I'd forgotten. Yes, I'll be right with you. Goodbye, monsieur.
Bye.
Good night, Viel. Darling.
Good night, Hans, dear. I'll see you in the morning.
So Hans Minkler reluctantly attends his second meeting, and with Kurt Lassner joins the 5 scientists in the darkened room. The single low lamp on the table casts their shadows on the wall. The leader is speaking
So,
again.
gentlemen, we have learned who these 5th columnists are. So it is our duty as loyal citizens to take action against these men. We have learned who the leader is, and naturally he must be the first one to go. In this envelope I have his name. We will now draw lots to select the one among us to carry out instructions which will be read later. Are you ready with the straws, Kurt Lassner?
Ready, sir.
This is an old and simple method, but since there are only 7 of us, it will suffice. Proceed, Kurt.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of us have drawn, sir.
Good. Here's the envelope containing the name of our victim. Who has the short straw?
Well, I guess I have.
Hans Minkler. Here's the envelope. But before you open it, we must tell you what the committee has decided to do about this man. He is to die.
Die?
And that task has fallen to you.
You mean this man is to be murdered?
Exactly.
What? You don't know me, gentlemen. I'm a saver of life. I wouldn't consider such a thing for a moment.
Herr Minkler, you are a member of this group. You know our secrets. It will be best for us and for you if you completely forget your scruples.
Oh, but I can't belong to a society with such diabolical purposes. Why, I didn't realize what this was all about. Oh, no, I withdraw.
It's too late to think about withdrawing.
Do you mean that you actually expect me to kill someone?
You have been selected.
You are fools. Oh, I couldn't kill a fly. I couldn't harm a living thing if the whole country went up in smoke. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. You're not scientists. You're a band of madmen. Fiends.
Sit down, Hans Minkler. We're not a band of madmen, and we are not fiends. We are loyal patriots of Austria who are determined to save our country. Any one of us might have drawn that straw.
Well, I don't want to be a party to such a plan. I'll not commit murder.
Unfortunately, you know too much about us now to pull out.
And suppose I refuse?
Then you will accomplish nothing. Not only will we eradicate our selected victim, but we'll see to it that you are eradicated with him.
Who is this victim?
Open the envelope.
Very well.
What?
Why, you are insane. The whole lot of you. Monsieur Gallet is the soul of honor. Monsieur Gallet is one of the most honest men I've ever met.
Monsieur Gallet is the leader of the Nazi party.
I don't believe it. Why, I'm to marry his niece.
Did you say Monsieur Gallet?
Yes, you know that's ridiculous, Court. He'd never do such a thing.
Gallet is the leader. We have proof. He also has a very lovely niece. And I'm sure you'd want nothing to happen to her. Would you, Herr Minkler?
No. No, I wouldn't. But you must give me time. Time to think.
There is nothing to think about. It has been decided. Gallet must be exterminated within 12 hours.
Very well. And there's nothing else for me to do. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, Herr Minkler. And remember, if you don't accomplish this task within 12 hours, we will be forced to take care of you. And if we can't find you, we will find the girl.
Yes, I understand. Good night.
Well, Hans, what are you going to do about it? You've sat in your apartment for 2 hours now. Which shall it be? 3 lives are at stake. The uncle's and yours and VL's. Hans gets his car and drives to Monsieur Gallet's home.
Well, hello, Hans. What on earth are you doing here? I didn't expect you back this evening.
Where is VL?
Why, she went to some friends. She probably won't be back till after midnight. What on earth's wrong with you?
Get your hat and coat, Monsieur Gallet.
What? Have you been drinking, Hans?
Get your hat and coat.
Now, wait a minute. Suppose you explain.
There's no time for explanations. Get your things.
What for?
You're coming with me.
I was just ready to turn in. You better run along, Hans. You'll feel better in the morning.
Put up your hands, Monsieur Gallet.
What? This is the funniest thing I've ever encountered. Have you really got a gun in your pocket?
I have. I hope you don't force me to prove it.
Well, this is certainly a surprise. The meaning of all this?
I've just discovered that you're the leader of the Nazis. who are trying to undermine the Austrian government.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Who told you such a thing?
There is an organization which is determined to eradicate all Nazis one by one, and you are the leader. Read this. It says leader Paul Gallet. Death.
This is the maddest thing I've ever heard of. I've been highly active in anti-Nazi work.
They say that's merely a cover-up.
Are you a member of this secret organization?
Yes.
You've been selected to kill me?
Yes.
It's unbelievable that you, Hans Minkler, could be mixed up in such a thing. I think you're being hoodwinked. I am an anti-Nazi. If you plan to kill me, you must belong to the Nazi organization.
Get your things and come along.
What do you intend to do with me?
That's all planned. Come along.
Very well. No, you. Give me that gun.
You fool. No, don't. You don't. Monsieur. Good Lord.
Hans stands staring at the body of Monsieur Gallet for a few moments. Then, in a daze, he turns out the lights, closes the library door, and returns to his apartment. For the remainder of the night, he sits at his desk staring into the darkness, lost in thought. And then morning comes, and Viel at her home opens the library door and...
Well, he's been dead about 8 hours, Fräulein.
Who on earth would do such a thing? He had no enemies.
He was quite active in anti-Nazi work.
Yes.
Here's something we found on the library floor.
A pipe?
Yes. The bowl is hand-carved, has initials on it. As you see, the stem is broken. Have you ever seen this pipe before?
Well, I don't remember.
There's something else we found, a note, which reads, Leader Paul Gallet, death. Do you recognize the handwriting?
No.
Do you know anyone whose initials are HM, the initials carved on the pipe bowl?
Yes, the pipe belongs to my fiancé, Hans Minkler.
Your fiancé. What time did you return home last night?
I attended a party and got here about 1 o'clock. I supposed Uncle was in bed. I didn't look in the library. I went straight to my room.
What is Hans Minkler's address?
I'm sure Hans had nothing to do with this.
Are you?
He lives at 13 Cronhead Street.
I'll run over there. Please don't touch anything in the library.
I won't.
Good morning.
Kurt, something terrible's happened. Uncle was murdered last night. The police have just left. They found Hans's pipe on the library floor. It was broken. They've gone to his apartment. Please come over right away.
Hello, Hans. This is Kurt. The police found your pipe in Gallet's library. They're on their way to your place. You've got to get out of the country immediately. Don't wait a moment.
Oh, Kurt. Kurt is terrible.
Now, control yourself, Ian.
Oh, Kurt, I can't imagine why anyone would do such a thing. Kurt, do you know where Hans is?
Well, I suppose he's at his apartment. Hasn't he called you this morning?
He usually does, but he hasn't. They found Hans's broken pipe near Uncle's body. Kurt, I must warn Hans. I must let him know what's happened.
His pipe, huh? Oh, that's bad. By all means, phone him at once.
Oh, you call him.
Of course.
It's Kronigstadt 4347.
Right. It's ringing.
He must be there.
He would have answered by now.
Where could he be?
I haven't the slightest idea.
But he always calls me before this. Kurt, it isn't possible. It can't be.
Now, just try to control yourself, Biel.
Oh, see who it is, Kurt.
Special delivery. Sign here, please.
Well, thank you.
Who's it for?
For you.
Kurt. It's from Hans. Good heavens, read it.
Leaving Vienna on important business. Contact me at 16 Rue de Roche, Paris, under name of Pierre Cabot, H.M.
Well, I don't understand it. What does he mean? What important business? Why should he disappear like this?
I've no idea, but it does look strange. Your uncle is murdered and Hans disappears. Oh, but what motive could he have had?
But they found his pipe near Uncle's body.
You know Hans had nothing to do with it. I'll admit he's always been rather peculiar, never seemed to let loose, always seemed to be on his guard, but I can think of no reason for this.
What could this important business be? He never told me of it. And why on earth should he go to Paris under an assumed name?
That is strange.
Kurt, that officer said something.
What?
Well, you know that Uncle was active in anti-Nazi work. Do you suppose it could be a Nazi?
Well, why not? But who? Who do we know that's a Nazi? I certainly
Wait
don't.
a minute. You just said that you felt Hans was always on his guard. Do you mean you felt he was concealing something?
Well, there have been times when I've felt that, but on the whole, I've thought of him as a slow-thinking, absent-minded professor.
But it does seem strange that the moment Uncle gave him the check, that this should happen and he should disappear.
Maybe he went to visit our old pal, Jean Renault. You remember Jean? He was one of our classmates.
But I have a strange feeling that Hans wouldn't go away like this without telling me beforehand, unless something were wrong. Do you suppose that Hans has been deceiving us all along?
What makes you ask that?
Well, it suddenly occurred to me that he spoke French without the trace of an accent. And I remember Jean Renault said once that he spoke English without an accent.
So what?
Well, if he did, where did he learn to do that? Certainly not by living in Vienna all his life.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Why didn't he tell me beforehand that he was leaving?
But he wrote you this letter.
Yes, but it wasn't written by the Hans I know.
Oh, I think you'd better forget about it.
Good. I didn't tell you this. The police found a note on the floor. It said, Leader Paul Gallet, death. It must have meant that Uncle was an anti-Nazi leader and he was sentenced to die. And if this ties in with Hans' disappearance, then Hans must have been connected with the Nazis.
Oh, darling, you're getting yourself all worked up.
You don't think Hans was a Nazi?
Well, I'll admit, the way you've got it all worked out, it sounds plausible, but if he was a Nazi and he's left the country, what can we do about it? He won't come back.
But why should he go to Paris?
Well, Jean Renault was a good friend of ours. I'm sure Jean knows nothing about Hans being a Nazi. Jean would never suspect him. Maybe Paris is his next assignment. Nazis are just as busy in France as they are here. Let's see that letter from Hans. He says here, contact me, 16 Rue de Roche, Paris. That's Renault's address, 16 Rue de Roche.
Oh, good. I just can't believe it. How could I have been such a fool?
I'll see who it is, darling.
I'm Captain Gruber from police headquarters.
Oh, come in, Captain.
Sorry to trouble you again, Fräulein, but we went to Herr Minkler's apartment. He wasn't there.
He wasn't.
His car has not been in the garage all night.
That's strange.
We found this writing on the notepad on his desk. Is it his handwriting?
Yes.
He's written the same two words over and over again, Gallet and Villiers, as though he tried to make up his mind about something.
But what's become of his car?
The car's been found.
Where?
In a public garage. From all indications, Minkler's left the country, probably for France.
Oh, why France?
We've discovered that Hans Minkler is a French citizen.
A French citizen? Well, he always led us to believe that he was a native Austrian.
Now, we'll want to check things over a little further. We'll be back this afternoon. Please don't disturb anything.
No, we won't.
By the way, what is your name, sir?
Oh, my name is Kurt Lasner.
Good day.
Kurt, what did you see? What were you looking at just then?
What do you mean?
What startled you on Uncle's desk?
Well, nothing at all.
Here, let me see. Good heavens, I see it. Here on the desk blotter, it's Uncle's handwriting. It says, Find Hans Minkler. And it was Hans. It was. Uncle was trying to tell us who did it.
Maybe.
To think that he could be so low as to take Uncle's money and then kill him.
Oh, please, Viel.
I just can't believe it. I won't believe it. I mustn't.
Well, I'm sorry to say that all the evidence is certainly against him. Oh, come, Viel. Try to get this off your mind. Try to get some rest. The police will take care of everything.
Oh, yes, Kurt. I guess you're right.
If Hans did do it, he'll pay. He's the one who'll do the suffering. Believe me.
But during the night, the Nazi hordes rolled swiftly into Austria and without firing a shot, took over the reins of government. A few weeks later, France declared war. Then one night, Hans Minkler makes his way through the maze of Paris traffic and knocks at the door of number 16 Rue de Roche.
Yes?
Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
Is Jean Renault in?
Who shall I say is calling?
Why, Pierre Cabot.
Won't you come in, Monsieur Cabot? Major Renault has just stepped out. He'll be back shortly. Was he expecting you?
No. Did you say Major Renault?
Yes. Since war has been declared, he's gone on the active service list.
Oh, I see. I've been phoning for a week, but no one answered.
You haven't seen the Major in some time.
No, I haven't. I've been in Austria for several years. Renault and I went to school together in Vienna.
Oh. Are you by any chance Hans Minkler?
How did you know that?
Why are you traveling incognito?
Well, yes. Where is Renault?
I regret to inform you that Renault has been in Africa for some time. He's due back in a few weeks, however. Did you know Monsieur Gallet in Vienna?
Why, yes. Who are you?
I'm Monsieur Deveau, of the French Sûreté.
Oh, police.
Yes. Did you ever accept any money from Monsieur Gallet?
Why are you asking me these questions?
You never accepted money from Gallet?
No.
Search him, Henri.
No, just a moment.
Sorry, Minkler. I'll take the bill for Laurie.
Yes, sir. I don't understand all this.
You understand, all right. Well. So you never received money from Gallet. What's his check for?
Well, that's to help carry on my experiments.
Undoubtedly. Monsieur Gallet was helping you and quite a number of others to carry on experiments.
Others?
I suppose you say you're new at this game.
Game? I don't know what you mean. I had nothing to do with his death. Nothing.
Yes, I believe that. Why should you kill one of your own?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
If you were intending to carry on experiments in Vienna, why is this check drawn on the Bank of Paris?
Well, maybe he had a surplus of funds here.
Indeed, he did.
How did you know I was coming here?
We knew. Just what were your plans?
Oh, this is ridiculous. I'm not a spy. I was engaged to marry Galet's niece.
Really?
Some way I got mixed up with an organization which planned to rid Austria of all Nazis. They claimed that Monsieur Gallet was the leader in Vienna. I denied it. But nevertheless, I was selected to murder him.
Oh, I see.
And told that if I refused, they'd also kill me and my fiancée as well. I decided to get them out of the country. I went to Galet's home. My fiancée was not there. I knew there was no time to lose. So I tried to take him away by force. He was suspicious of me. We suddenly got into a scuffle. And then someone behind me fired a gun. I don't know who it was. And Gallet fell dead.
I see.
I went to my home. Next morning learned that they were looking for me. I got out of the country, and in a roundabout way, I came to Paris.
A good story. But it doesn't hold water. Gallet was a Nazi leader, and there's too much evidence against you, Minkler. Come on. Let's go now to headquarters.
2 weeks later, Jean Renault returns to Paris. Then, 6 weeks after Austria surrenders, Kurt and Viel escape from the Nazis and make their way to Paris. Jean Renault meets Kurt on the street and asks him to bring Viel to visit him at 16 Rue de Roche.
Come in, Kurt. Well, Viel. It's been a long time. How are you?
Excellent, thank you.
So you two are married. Well, my congratulations. Though I didn't expect it to work out quite this way.
No? Why not?
Well, I always had an idea that you might marry Hans Minkler.
Well, one never knows.
No, Kurt. One never does.
By the way, have you seen Hans? He's in Paris, been here for several weeks.
Has he?
Yes. Don't tell me you haven't seen him.
Well, he told us he was coming to visit you.
Oh, yes. He's in Paris. I wasn't here when he arrived. He left several notes. I found them when I returned.
But do you know where he is now?
Yes. Would you like to see him?
Yes, I would.
Hans is dead.
Dead?
What? Dead?
Yes. He was executed as a Nazi spy.
A Nazi spy?
Yes. I got here too late to help him. They had conclusive evidence against him.
Why, that's ridiculous.
Hans is dead, nevertheless.
But what happened?
Well, it seems Hans got into some trouble in Vienna. and came to Paris to see me. In some way, the Sûreté here was informed that he was a Nazi, was coming here to carry on.
But who on earth would accuse Hans of such a thing?
I wonder. But they received a letter from Vienna accusing Hans. The Sûreté found a check on him from a high Nazi official. There was nothing that could save him.
A check from a high Nazi official? Who was the official?
Paul Gallet, Viel's uncle.
What?
Didn't you know about your uncle?
I don't believe it.
Whether you do or not, he was a Nazi. The Secret Service has known it for years. He may or may not have given the check to Hans for Nazi purposes. But the evidence was against Hans. Then the letter came to the Sûreté saying Hans was a Nazi agent. They found him here, arrested him. That's all there was to it.
But who would write such a letter? Hans had no enemies.
Would you like to read the letter?
Yes.
Here it is.
Hans Minkler, under alias of Pierre Capot, has given evidence of being a Nazi spy. Locate him at 16 Rue de Roche, Paris.
And that's all that was necessary.
How awful. I can't imagine such a thing.
Notice the handwriting, Kurt.
What? Ah, yes. Viel, this is your handwriting.
It is not.
I'm positive. You wrote this.
No.
Don't lie to me. I know your writing. You wrote this letter.
All right. All right, I did. I was convinced that he'd deceived me. I was convinced he killed Uncle. Yes, I wrote it.
How could you?
I never dreamed Uncle was a Nazi. I thought Hans was a Nazi. I was determined to make him suffer. You believe me, don't you?
Yes, Viel. I believe you. But I'm awfully, awfully sorry for you.
Poor Hans. Poor Hans. Oh, I'll never forgive myself.
Yes, Viel. What a terrible injustice you have done. But someday, perhaps you'll learn what really happened to your uncle. It wasn't Hans who killed him. Hans didn't even have a gun, just a pipe. But Hans wanted to get him safely out of the country. And Kurt knew that Hans would never go through with the order of the Secret Seven. So he followed Hans. And when he saw what was happening, he shot Gallet and disappeared and let you think Hans did it. Because Kurt was in love with you, too, Viel.
CBS has presented The Whistler. Original music for this production was composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. The Whistler is written and directed by J. Donald Wilson and originates from Columbia Square in Hollywood. Next week, same time,
I, the Whistler, will return to tell you the strange tale of Out of the Fog. Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. Wait a minute. Have you heard the weird tales of the Whistler?
I'm the Whistler.
Sunday night, and again CBS presents The Whistler.
I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. I know the nameless terrors of which they dare not speak. And so I tell you the amazing story of House of Greed. A taxicab rolls through the night and comes to a stop before a brownstone mansion on West 52nd Street. The driver opens the door, and a handsome, well-dressed man steps out, pays the driver, slips quickly up the stairs, fumbles with a bunch of keys, but the door opens.
Oh, hello, Jackson.
Mr. Talbot, welcome home, sir.
Where's Mrs. Talbot?
Oh, she left 3 days ago. Went to the place in the Catskills. There's a note on your desk, sir.
Oh, good.
Your brother, Frank, is waiting in the library.
Oh. Hello, Frank. What do you want?
John.
Now, look, Frank, I told you the last time I'd give you no more money.
Oh, but it isn't gambling debts this time. I'm reforming. I'm going to settle down and work.
Work?
I met a big cattleman from South America. He has a very lovely daughter. And she talked her father into letting me buy an interest in the business.
How much?
10,000. Oh, I'm sure I'll make good, John.
Oh, very well. I don't mind doing something like that for you. When are you leaving?
Tomorrow. I've had a plane reservation for 4 days. Mm-hmm. Thanks for the check, John. You're a swell guy. Tell Mary goodbye for me.
Yeah, she's up in the Catskills.
Yeah, so Jackson told me.
Good Lord.
What's wrong?
She hasn't gone to the Catskills. I can't understand this. What on earth does she mean?
Well, what is it?
Well, read it.
John, this life is too lonely. I can't go on like this, so I'm leaving you. I found someone else who is more considerate of me.
But
First, I'm going home, and from there, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, but things just didn't work out for us. Mary.
Someone who's more considerate of her. Why, I've given Mary everything her heart desired. She must be out of her mind.
Of course, you have been gone a lot, and women get crazy ideas.
It's knocked the pins right out from under me.
Yes, I can see that. You better take it easy for a while.
Yes, I feel, I don't know, kind of sick. All of a sudden, nothing seems to matter.
Oh, maybe she'll wake up before she gets too far. Perhaps I'd better cancel my trip for a few weeks until you get straightened out.
No, never mind. I'll pull myself together. I wouldn't have you sidetrack your plans for the world. I think you better go now, Frank. I'd rather be alone.
All right. But don't do anything foolish.
What do you mean?
Well, if you brood about it, you're liable to get some crazy ideas and end up really holding the sack.
Good luck, Frank. Lots of luck.
Thanks. Goodbye, John.
John sits for the remainder of the night staring over the top of his desk. The next morning, he closes the house and starts on Mary's trail, which takes him to London, Paris, Berlin, all over Europe, but to no avail. Finally, he drops his active interest in his business and goes to live in his country estate. Then one day, 14 years later, he finds himself on a honeymoon. He has married a widow named Helga.
Well, John, dear, we got away without too much trouble.
Well, it does seem a bit silly, rice and honeymoons at our age.
Our age? Well, you sound as though we're a couple of old grannies. I'm 36 and you're 45, and I certainly don't feel old.
Why, of course you're not, Helga.
Oh, dear. John, now that the wedding's over, there's something I haven't told you.
Oh, now
I haven't said anything because I was afraid it might make a difference.
I know what it is. You have a son.
How did you know?
I wondered when you were going to mention it.
Oh, well, he finishes school this year. It's been quite a struggle putting him through college, but he's very bright. Paul has studied hard and managed to cram 2 years into one. Could he spend the summer with us?
Why, of course.
Oh, John, you're a darling.
I should be able to find a place for him in the business. Oh, ask him to come down to our place in the country.
Oh, thanks, John. You're wonderful.
So Helga's son, Paul, came to spend the summer at the country place. And he stayed the next winter, and the following summer, and the next winter. Now it is summer again, and Paul is still visiting his mother and stepfather. The first year, he worked in the office every day until noon, and found business very boring. So finally, he quit going to the city at all.
But, Mother, I've looked the whole thing over, and there's nothing there that interests me.
Well, you could learn about the business. You seem to be able to learn anything else you want to.
But I don't care for business.
Oh, you're a fool. I worked my knuckles to the bone to give you an education. I married John Talbot to give you a chance to do something. John has no children. It's a huge business. And one day you could control the whole thing. I'm disappointed in you, Paul. You're letting me down.
Well, it seems to run very well without too much attention from him. If we were to inherit it, why wouldn't it continue to run just as well?
You either get down to that office or you pack your things and get out.
Why should I? I'm perfectly satisfied.
I'll tell John to make you go.
And suppose I tell him what you just said? That you married him just to give me a chance? Married him for his money?
You wouldn't dare.
And suppose I tell him that you were never divorced from Father? That he's still down in South America, still wandering around trying to find a gold mine?
If you dare open your mouth, I'll...
Hello there. How are you, Helga? What's this I heard about South America?
Oh, why, nothing, darling. Paul was just talking about someone he met from down there.
Who do you know from South America, Paul?
Fellow, I met him today.
Were you in the city today?
No, I was down the village.
I didn't suppose you'd been out of the house today. What's his name?
Why, I don't remember.
I didn't think you would. You haven't been out of this house for 3 days. Paul, I think you're the laziest man I've ever met.
All right. I'll start back to the office Monday. If that's what you and Mother want me to do, I'll do it.
Why, I'm sorry I wasn't here for dinner, Helga. I was detained in town. I have quite a bit of work to do. I'll be here in the library for 2 or 3 hours.
Very well, John. I won't bother you. I'll go on upstairs. Besides, I want to have a little talk with Paul. Good night, dear.
Good night, Helga. What on earth? Who's out there? Who are you? What do you want out there?
May I come in? I want to talk with you.
Well, why do you come to the library windows? Why didn't you ring the bell?
I didn't want to cause a disturbance.
Disturbance? What do you mean?
May I come in?
Yes, come ahead.
Don't you know me, John?
Good Lord. Mary.
I'm sorry, John. I had to talk with you. I saw the light in the library.
What do you want?
I need your help.
Where have you been all these years?
Oh, every place. Are you still filled with resentment?
It's been too long ago. At first I was. I followed you all over Europe, but never quite caught up with you. Now I'm glad I didn't. There's no telling what I might have done.
I'm sorry, John. I was a fool, and I know that now. May I sit down?
Why, of course. Have you a cold?
Yes, I can't seem to shake it. I've had it for weeks.
See, I hate to mention it, but you look a bit shabby, Mary. Aren't you doing well?
Oh, well, yes. Yes, I'm doing all right.
Are you?
You've married again.
Yes.
And your wife is here?
Yes.
Then I'll be as brief as possible. I wouldn't want her to know that I was here.
You want me to help your husband?
No, not that. I have no husband.
What about the man you said was more considerate of you?
He left me 4 years after the baby was born.
Baby? You have a child?
Yes, John. She's 17 now.
And where's the man?
I don't know, and I don't care. Oh, John, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I should have known better. But he practically carried me off my feet. And I learned later, to my sorrow, that he was not worth shooting.
Where's your daughter?
She's in a school in Vermont. I've worked hard to give her an education. I've done everything I could do to give her a chance. I've not seen her very often. But now, well, I'm sort of cracking up. I've been ill a lot, and I seem to have trouble getting a job.
Job? What kind of a job?
Why, any kind of a job.
What have you been working at, Mary?
Oh, John, I've made such a miserable mess of it. I was never able to face things. I always took the line of least resistance.
What a shame.
And now I've come to the end of my rope. Joan has finished school. She's a lovely girl, John. I can't let her know. I can't take her with me.
Why not?
She deserves so much more. She deserves a chance in life. I want you to do something for her.
Why should I?
Because she's your daughter, John.
Yeah. My daughter?
Yes, yours and mine. She was born 7 months after I left. Here's the birth certificate. Please, John, do something for her. She shouldn't be made to suffer for my mistake. She's innocent.
Well, does she know I'm her father?
No. And she doesn't remember the other man. Here, I'll give you her address. Fernwood College. And I'll write a letter to her explaining all about you.
Well, I...
Oh, John, you could do so much for her. She's a young lady now. And so lovely. Please see her. I know you'll fall in love with her.
All right, Mary. I'll see her. I'll have her come down here.
Oh, John. John, I'm so sorry. So sorry for everything I've done. Please forgive me.
I've forgotten everything, Mary. Oh, wait a moment. Take this check and do something about that cough.
No, thanks, John. I won't need it.
You'd better take it.
Thanks. I'll be all right in a few days. The cough will be gone. Good night, John.
Good night, Mary.
If he brings this girl here, do you realize what it means, Mother?
Yes?
It's his own daughter. If he falls for her, if he likes her, he'll change his will and split the estate.
She's entitled to it, isn't she?
Now, why should she be? Strange girl he didn't even know existed. Popped up out of nowhere and cheats us out of half the estate.
I know what you mean.
We've been here for several years. You're his wife. It isn't fair.
What would you do about it, Paul?
I'd see that she didn't get anything.
How would that be possible?
Suppose she didn't like it here. Supposing that before John got attached to her, the things happened that would make her dislike everything here. If she runs away soon enough, he won't change his will.
Perhaps you're right. And if she doesn't?
Then maybe something could happen to John. Later, something could happen to the girl. But in any event, the will must not be changed.
Where do you get such ideas?
That, Joan dear, is the story of your mother. I trailed them all over Europe, but never quite caught up with them.
You mean you planned to kill them?
Kill them? I was filled with revenge, but I finally gave up the chase and returned here to wait. I knew that sooner or later she'd show up.
But it's been so long ago. Surely you've lost the desire for revenge by this time.
Time heals many wounds, my dear.
If you had caught up with them and satisfied your revenge, what good would it have done?
Quite right, my dear, quite right. Tell me, have you no recollection of this man? You can recall nothing about him?
Absolutely nothing. Remember, I was only 4 when he went away.
And you do believe that I'm your father?
What else am I to believe? Mother proved that with the birth certificate. Proved that I'm Joan Talbot, not Joan Evans, as I've always believed.
Of course. And would you like to remain here?
Why, yes, I think I would,
Well,
but
there seems to be a doubt. Why do you hesitate?
I don't know. From all the evidence, I belong here. I have a legal right, but... Well, I can't seem to find words to express it.
Express what?
From the moment I stepped in the door of this house, I've had a strange feeling. A cold, chilly sensation of fear.
Well, is it something you feel about me?
Yes.
You're afraid of me.
No, I don't think so.
Is it Helga?
Well...
Is it Paul?
Oh, please don't ask me anymore. I don't know what it is.
Well, what has Paul said to you?
Nothing. No one said anything. It's just a premonition of evil. There's something wrong. Something horribly wrong in this house.
Oh, you're imagining things, Joan. It's all in your mind. It will pass as suddenly as it came. You're young, Joan, impressionable, and you've suddenly found your life turned upside down. A new environment to which you've never become accustomed, but you'll get used to it. You're my daughter. I want you to have what you deserve, what is rightfully yours.
I understand. And I'll try to overcome this feeling.
Yeah, that's better. You're a lovely girl, Joan. An intelligent girl. I know I'm going to be very proud of you.
Thank you. I think I'll go to bed now.
Well, it is rather late. Good night, dear. See you in the morning.
Hello.
Paul, what are you doing here on the stairs in the dark?
I wanted to tell you something.
What?
You're very, very beautiful. Your eyes, your hair, just like gold. Gold moonbeams. And soft.
Paul!
And your throat. Your throat is slender and soft. Like...
Take your hands off my neck. Paul!
I don't know many girls. Girls don't like me.
Let me by.
You don't like me either, do you?
Well,
I know. I can tell. Elsie didn't like me either. She was afraid of me.
Who's Elsie?
She was a girl in the village. She worked here in the summertime. No one knows what became of her.
What?
I don't remember what happened to her. But her throat was slender and white, like yours.
Let me by.
Joan.
What? Who's here? Who's in this room?
Don't turn on the light.
Helga. What do you want?
I must talk to you.
What about?
You're not safe here. No one is safe in this house. You must leave at once.
What do you mean? What's wrong?
The house is wrong. It's filled with evil and hate. I know.
Why do you stay?
I can't leave. It's too late. But you must go at once.
Do you mean that Paul?
That's part of it.
Then what else?
John.
John? What about him?
I can't tell you. But you must believe me.
What about my father?
He doesn't believe he is your father. And he's planning to get revenge on your mother through you.
I don't believe you. I won't.
Get away while you have a chance.
No. I won't run from it. I'll face it, whatever it is.
Very well. Good night, Joan.
Now it is nearly midnight. John still works at his desk in the library. But outside, a man steps softly through the trees upon the terrace, quietly opens the library doors, and steps in.
Hello, John.
Frank. Good Lord.
Yes, Brother Frank. Well, why don't you say something? Come in, or get out, or something.
Why, come in, Frank. You fairly knocked me off my feet. I didn't know whether you were alive or dead.
It's been a long time, John.
Why haven't you written me?
Well, I was hoping I could make a go of that ranch and pay you back, but I guess I was just born unlucky.
Oh?
They had a revolution and cleaned Senor Gonzalez out and me with him.
That's too bad, Frank.
But you're still the same steady, reliable John. Yes, sir, I've tried my darndest to be like you, but, well, it just isn't in me. I don't have what it takes. The last 2 years, I've had a pretty tough time. I caught some sort of a malarial fever down there, and it's impossible to get rid of it. Keeps recurring.
You certainly don't look well. You've aged quite a bit. You better have Dr. Richards look you over tomorrow.
Huh. She's still kicking around? I thought he'd be gone long ago. How's your new marriage turned out?
Oh, very well. Very well indeed.
Good. Ever hear from Mary?
Yes. She came to see me. I knew she would eventually. She was broke and quite ill. She'd had a tough time of it.
And you helped her out. You would. You couldn't turn anyone down.
Well, she was mainly interested in my helping the girl. She had her in a school in Vermont.
And so now you're taking care of both of them.
What else could I do?
Good old Joe.
I sent for the girl and brought her down here. She's a lovely child. Sweet as can be.
And you'll give her everything her heart desires, I suppose. And then you'll have another problem on your hands with Joan. A girl 17 either wants to get married or go to college.
Oh? Well, I've decided that.
Really?
I'd like to send her to Wellesley.
Good. Isn't every man who can have...
Just a minute, Frank. I'll be right back. Well, what are you doing out here in the hall at this time of night for?
Oh, well, Mother sent me down to see why you hadn't come up to your room.
Oh. Well, tell her I'll be up in a few minutes.
Yes, I'll tell her.
My stepson, Paul. His mother thought I was staying up unusually late.
Oh, well, I'll run along. Good heavens, it's after 12. When's the last train back to the city?
12 o'clock. You've missed it.
Well, when's the next one?
5 a.m.
Oh. Well, I suppose I'll have to wait for that. Can you put me up?
Yes, of course, Frank.
Oh, thanks.
Well, wait a moment, Frank. I probably won't be up when you leave, so I'll give you this now.
Oh, now, John, I didn't come here for that. Well, that is not exactly.
No, you never have. Here you are, Frank. 1,000. And see Doc Richards first thing in the morning. And drop in at the office and let me know what he says.
Thanks, John. I'm sorry to have to take this. I only wish that...
Oh, forget it. We're not kids any longer. You're too old to learn new tricks now. Run along to bed, Frank. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, take the guest room at the head of the stairs.
Good night, John. See you in town at noon.
Night, Frank.
The clock strikes 3 as 2 figures slip down the darkened hall and quietly enter John's bedroom. Then a few minutes later, the same 2 figures make their way in the moonlight through the trees to the back of the estate, carrying a long, gruesome bundle wrapped in a sheet. Now it is 3 nights later, and Joan, Helga, and Paul are in the library as Joan paces back and forth anxiously.
But where could Father have gone? He didn't say a word about going out of town.
Oh, maybe he doesn't want to come back.
Why not?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like it here.
You should have listened to me.
But you didn't say anything about... Well, you just mentioned me.
Could have been a mistake. I just had a weird feeling of impending disaster.
Something is wrong, I know.
If I didn't belong here, if I could leave, I'd not stay another moment. Who knows what will happen next?
I know.
What do you know?
I know what'll happen next.
They always happen in twos.
Many people have come here and stayed a while and then suddenly disappeared.
What time is it?
11:30.
There's a train at 12. I'm leaving here. Hello? Yes, this is Joan Talbot. What? Good heavens, who? Where? Yes. Yes, I understand. Yes, I'll be here. Yes.
Who was it?
I don't know. I've never heard anything like it.
What do you mean?
It was a man, and he...
What man?
He said he had a message for us, and he'll be here at 12 o'clock, and to wait for him in the library.
The police?
I don't know. He said he'll come to the garden windows, to the library window.
Who could it be?
I don't know. But we'll wait. I'm going to see this through.
Here he comes. Through the garden.
Who is it, Mother?
I don't know.
The lights. Why did you turn out the lights?
I turned them out so we could see outside. Who is he?
I don't know. He's up on the terrace.
Who are you? What do you want?
I came to talk to you.
What about?
About what happened here at 3 o'clock in the morning several days ago.
Nothing happened. Nothing.
But something did happen.
Turn on the lights.
No, don't turn them on. You couldn't see me if you turned on the lights.
Paul, good Lord. Was it you who phoned me?
I spoke to you, but I didn't phone you.
Mother.
What happened in this house at 3 o'clock several days ago?
A man was murdered.
What? Paul.
Turn on the lights. Turn on the lights!
Joan Talbot, open the top drawer of that desk. Now take out the paper. It says, on the night of August 5th, we, the undersigned, murdered John Talbot in his bedroom and buried his body on the estate.
We didn't. We didn't.
It's John. It's John.
Sign it. Sign the paper and I'll go.
Sign it, Paul. Sign it. You did it. You killed him. Sign it.
You help me. You sign it.
I can't.
Turn on the lights, Joan.
John.
It's him. It's him. He isn't dead.
No, Paul.
We didn't. Paul, what happened?
I'll tell you. You killed my brother Frank instead. Come on in, Sergeant. You heard it all.
Yes, we heard it all.
Father, what on earth happened? When you phoned a while ago, I almost fainted. I was sure you were dead.
I knew from the moment you told me you were frightened in this house that something was wrong. I put two and two together and realized what it was. They didn't want you to share in the estate. I knew they were planning something on that night. And then my brother came. He accidentally got into my room by mistake, and they killed him instead of me. I saw them carrying his body through the trees. So I disappeared for a few days and evolved this plan. You've nothing to worry about any longer, Joan. Nothing.
No. Nothing to worry about. But the truth would certainly amaze you. All that Helga said about Paul and John was true. John was planning revenge, but not through Joan. That night your brother Frank came back. You discovered something, John. What was it Frank said?
And then you'll have another problem on your hands with Joan. A girl 17 either wants to get married or go to college.
It was then, John, that you knew the truth. The only way that Frank could have possibly known that the girl's name was Joan and that she was 17 was to have been with Mary. So John knew then that it was Frank who ran away with Mary and deserted her when Joan was 4 years old. And then John, knowing that Helga and Paul planned to kill him, deliberately let Frank occupy his room on that fateful night. John's revenge was satisfied, and he didn't have to turn a hand. That's all.
CBS has presented The Whistler. And now an important announcement regarding a change of time. Beginning 1 week from tomorrow night, on Sunday, September 13th, The Whistler will come to you at 9:15 p.m. Remember, Sunday, September 13th, at 9:15 p.m. Original music for this production was composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. The Whistler is written and directed by J. Donald Wilson and originates from Columbia Square in Hollywood. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. Wait a minute. Have you heard the weird tales of the Whistler?
I'm the Whistler.
There's something wrong. Terribly wrong. I'm going to wait a few more days, and when I'm sure, I'm going to take care of you, Joe.
Well, what do you mean?
I'm going to kill you.
Sunday night, and again CBS presents The Whistler.
I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. I know the nameless terrors of which they dare not speak. And so tonight I tell you the bewildering story of Mirage. Fred Adams is an attorney, a promising young attorney. Fred is a specialist, for his practice has been limited to nightclubs and bars. In other words, Fred is what is called a mouthpiece. He steps gaily down the street tonight, unaware of the two men leaning against the black sedan parked in the shadows between the lampposts.
Hi, Fred. What's your hurry?
Huh? Oh, hello, Joe. What are you and Mike doing in this end of town?
We're waiting for you, Fred. Thought you might like to take a little ride.
Ride?
Yeah, the boss wants to have a little talk with you, Fred.
Well, not tonight. I'm busy. Got an appointment.
The boss would like to talk with you, Fred. Get in.
I told you I'm busy. I'll drop around tomorrow.
What are you so busy about, Fred?
How'd you like a poke in the nose?
Get in the car, Fred.
Let go of me, you hood.
We ain't kidding. Get in.
What'd you two guys do without a gun?
Get in.
Okay.
15 minutes later, Fred makes his way through the crowded tables of the Swank Tripoli Cafe toward a door marked manager. He hesitates a moment, glances at the two men beside him, and knocks. Across the room, a beautiful woman sits behind the desk, toying with a long cigarette holder.
Come in, Freddie. Come in.
Well, we got him, boss. And where do you think he was? Over on Park Avenue.
How fancy. Wait outside, Joe. I want to talk to Freddie. Alone.
Yeah.
Sit down, Fred.
Well, what's wrong? You in trouble again, Gloria?
Would it matter to you if I were in trouble?
Of course it would.
Where have you been the past week?
Has it been a week since I saw you last?
You know it has. And a week is too long to suit me, Freddie.
Well, you know my phone number. If anything had happened, you'd have found me.
Doesn't make me very happy to think I have to go out looking for you. Kind of lets me down.
Oh, for the love of Pete. What happened?
Nothing's happened here at the cafe.
Oh, what's the matter then?
It's you, Fred. It's what you've done.
I haven't done anything.
Why do you think I paid your way through law school?
Well, because you wanted to. And because you needed a lawyer around.
Is that all?
I don't know.
I thought we were together in this thing for keeps.
Well, yeah. I'm still your attorney. What else do you expect of me?
You have the nerve to sit there and say that. You know how I feel about you. You've always known.
We've always been pals, good friends.
Pals. Friends. Oh, Freddie.
Now, what are you trying to say?
I knew for the past 3 weeks that you were changed. Couldn't figure it out. But I found out this afternoon. Here it is in the paper. District Attorney's daughter to wed young lawyer.
Well, what about it?
Are you really in love with her, Fred?
Certainly. Why shouldn't I be?
I don't think you are. I knew you were campaigning for the DA in this last election. I know you're ambitious. I think you've got your eyes on a job in the DA's office, more than you have on the girl.
I tell you, I love Brenda Gibson, and you can think whatever you like.
Is she pretty?
Very pretty. Young.
I don't like the way you said that, Fred. I'm not so old.
I didn't mean it that way. You're a very beautiful woman, Gloria.
Am I?
But, well, I don't know what it is. You've done everything in the world for me. No one could ask for more. And I've always cared more for you than any woman I've ever known. Until now. But there's something about Brenda. That, well, she's so different.
Go on.
I hate to say this to you, but I've got to make you understand. Brenda's intelligent. She comes from a fine family. She has culture.
And I came up from the chorus.
Now, Gloria, I didn't expect you to take it this way.
Well, how did you expect me to take it?
I didn't think you were really in love with me. It never occurred to me that you had any ideas about marriage.
What do you think I am, a totem pole?
I looked at our association more as a business arrangement. You financed me through school, and when I got up in the money, I'd pay you back.
Oh, Fred, don't say any more.
I know I've been blunt, but how else can I tell you? What else can I say?
There's nothing you can say. But I'll tell you something. You're getting out of your element. You don't belong there. You belong here with me. And if you marry her, you'll live to regret the day you met her.
Now, look. Don't be like that. Don't be a hard loser.
You'd be better off dead.
You don't mean that, Gloria?
No. No, Fred, I didn't mean that. Oh, darling, please go before I say any more. I know I haven't the chance, but please go.
I'm sorry, Gloria. Terribly sorry.
Bye, Fred.
I'll be seeing you. Goodbye, Gloria.
Now, a week later, the papers are filled with stories and pictures of Fred and Brenda and the district attorney, and parties and dinners and teas. Read them, Gloria. Pore over them. Mr. and Mrs. Frederick Adams this and Mr. and Mrs. Frederick Adams that. Read them, Gloria. Read them and weep. Meanwhile, on a train to Miami.
And Fred, darling, after we spend a few days in Miami, we can fly over to Nassau. Father has a place there, and I know some wonderful people. We can have a great time. Fred,
Oh, what did you say?
snap out of it, darling. We're on our honeymoon.
Yes, Brenda, I'm sorry. I know we're going to have a swell time.
My sister Nella's spending the summer at Nassau.
Why didn't Nella come home for the wedding? She was to be your bridesmaid.
I told you, dear, you can't always get transportation just when you want it these days.
After all, Nella's your only sister. She could have made an extra effort.
What are you thinking about?
Oh, business.
Business? What business?
I was thinking about my new job. How did your father happen to make a place for me in the DA's office?
I suppose he thinks you're a capable young attorney.
Did you ask him to appoint me?
Well, I may have had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted you to start out right. You don't mind, do you?
Certainly not. Well, swell of you. I only hope I can make good.
You will. And who knows, maybe you'll be the district attorney yourself someday.
I hope so. At least I'll break my neck trying.
Oh, let's forget about everything for the next 2 weeks, but
I love you so very much, Brenda.
Darling, I'll spend all my waking moments trying to make you happy.
Thanks, dear.
You'll never regret the day you met me.
What did you say?
I said you'd never regret the day you met me.
Oh. I should say I won't. Not a chance in a million.
Now the happy honeymoon is over, and Fred and Brenda are back home. Fred is in the district attorney's office and progressing nicely. But Gloria, poor Gloria, still sits in her office at the Tripoli and broods over her fate. She scans every item in the society columns, searching for news about Fred and Brenda. And every item, every picture nurtures her resentment. And her resentment slowly turns to hate. And finally something snaps in her mind and she begins to harbor thoughts of revenge. Yes, revenge.
Joe! Joe!
Yeah? What are you yelling about, Gloria?
I wasn't yelling. Close the door.
Sure sounded like yelling to me.
I said I wasn't yelling.
Okay. I apologize.
No, sit down.
Oh, look, Gloria, what's eating you? Why don't you get out of this office? Go out and visit with the customers the way you used to.
Why should I?
Well, they all miss you. They're all asking, where's Gloria? I run out of excuses.
I didn't call you in here to talk about the business.
Well, maybe not, but I thought it was time I said something.
Where's the evening paper?
I didn't get it.
Why not?
Oh, look, Gloria, snap out of it, will you? Why don't you quit hunting for news about Fred? You're only driving yourself nutty. Fred was a nice guy, but he's gone. He's married. Forget him.
I can't.
Well, you could try.
Not as easy as that.
After all, he ain't the only man walking around. There's one or two others, you know.
Yeah?
Well, there's one guy in particular who might get your mind off Fred, if you'd give him a chance.
Yeah? Who?
Well, I know I'm not as good looking as Fred, and I ain't got his fancy manners. But I like you just as much as he did. Probably a lot more.
Sorry, Joe.
At least I wouldn't walk out on you for any other dame.
If you did, I wouldn't blame you.
No?
No. I'd blame the other woman. She had no right to take him away from me. He belonged to me.
Oh, Gloria, please forget it.
No, I won't. I can't. I've made up my mind.
Huh? What are you thinking?
Where's your car?
Outside?
Where's your gun?
In my pocket?
Some people are giving a party at their country place tonight for Fred and his wife.
But, Gloria...
But Fred was called out of town on business. They're giving the party anyway. And she'll be there. Brenda will be there.
So what?
We'll wait for her. And follow her when she leaves.
Wait a minute. Nothing doing. I ain't bumping off no woman.
Sit down and shut up.
You're crazy. You're gone absolutely nutty. I'm getting out of here.
You're driving me to that house.
I won't.
No? I wonder if the police would be interested in knowing who killed Lefty Hammond.
Gloria, you wouldn't.
Wouldn't I?
Well... Okay. You win.
Better. Go get in your car. I'll go out the back way and meet you in the alley. Gloria and Joe sit in the car in the deep shadows of a spreading tree. The hours drag on, and then about 1:30 in the morning, the party breaks up and the cars begin to leave. Finally, Brenda comes through the gate, driving her own coupe. There she is. That's Brenda. Get going, Joe.
Is she alone?
Yes, she's alone.
I sure wish you'd change your mind.
Don't get too close to her.
No, I ain't got nothing against her or Fred either. What good's this going to do you?
You wouldn't understand.
I think you've gone off your beam. Maybe you're cracked.
Shut up. I'm not crazy, if that's what you mean.
That's what I mean.
Drop back a little.
They say crazy people never think they're batty. You might feel different about this in the morning, Gloria. Maybe you ought to see a doctor. Oh! Cut it out. Cut it out. Where do you get off slapping people?
Move along. You're losing her.
Well, lay off that rough stuff. Or I might decide to change my mind about the whole thing.
Nah, you won't change your mind.
It'd be funny if something happened to you.
If anything happens to me, there's a letter in my safe that tells all about you. So you better see that I get back to the Tripoli.
Okay. I was only kidding.
Yeah. We're coming along to that long stretch now. No cars behind us and none coming. Step on it now. Run her off the road. Now, run her off in that ditch.
Say, what's the idea? Are you trying to wreck me?
Get out of that car.
What is this, a hold-up?
Get out and shut up.
I haven't anything but a couple of rings.
Take her rings, Joe.
Well, this is a new one. A woman bandit.
Any money in your purse?
A few dollars.
Take the money and scatter the rest of the things around.
Yeah.
Now, ruffle up her hair, Joe. Muss her up.
You take your hands off me.
Oh, have a heart, Gloria.
Okay. I muss her up, but good. Look,
are you?
Stick your hand.
What's the meaning of this? You've got what you want. Why don't you let me alone?
I'll let you alone, Mrs. Adams.
Who are you?
Start walking.
What?
Start walking off through those trees.
I won't. Oh, stop.
Get moving.
What are you going to do?
See to it that you don't do any more chiseling in, Mrs. Fred Adams.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Walk. Let her have it, Joe. Now, what are you stolen for? You missed her. Give me that gun. Well, and that's the last of Mrs. Adams.
She's dead.
Yeah. There's your gun. Now, let's get out of here.
Oh.
Well, what's the matter? What are you waiting for?
I'm kind of dizzy. Kind of sick. I can't drive, Gloria. You better drive.
And I thought you were experienced at this business.
If I hadn't seen you do it, Gloria, nobody in the world could have made me believe it. Nobody.
Anything about it in this morning's paper, Joe?
No, not a thing about it. And it was the night before last, too. I can't understand it.
Are you sure she was dead?
Of course I'm sure. Well, what do you suppose could have happened? She couldn't have walked away. Say, maybe they haven't found her or the car yet, huh?
It's impossible. At the main highway, hundreds of cars pass there in the course of a few hours.
Well, maybe they've seen the car, but just thought it was a wreck. Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Hey, you better lay off that stuff, Joe. You've been drinking for 2 days now.
Yeah, but I need it. I'm jittery. I got the willies like I never had before. Say, maybe I ought to drive by that place and see if the car's gone.
Okay. Get back as soon as possible.
Yeah, sure. I can't get it off my mind. I don't mind telling you, I'm scared.
Go on. And quit talking so much.
Gloria, I went out there.
Yeah, well, I know. What did you see?
Nothing. The car was gone. I looked all around for the spot. There wasn't a sign of anything. No trinkets, no blood marks, no nothing.
Well, then he must have found her.
But why don't they say something in the papers about it? If they just said something, I could stand it. It's driving me nuts.
Are you going to lay off that stuff?
No, I ain't. I need it.
I don't need it.
Yeah? I don't know what you're made of, but whatever it is, it's sure tough. I never knew a woman could be as tough. I'll never forget it as long as I live.
Ah, you're a jellyfish.
I can understand one guy rubbing out another one for doing something against the gang, but I never thought I'd see a woman do a thing like that. And for no good reason.
There was a reason. And shut up.
I couldn't have done a thing like that. You could have turned me in first. There she was, laying there covered with...
Shut up!
It's funny, this stuff don't seem to have any effect on me. It's just like some water.
Get hold of yourself.
Poor kid. I never felt so miserable in all my life.
Did you get the late papers?
Yeah. Here you are. Well, anything in it?
No. No. Not a word.
Hey, maybe we didn't do it, Gloria. Maybe it was just a nightmare.
No, we did it all right. And proper.
If I don't hear something soon, I'll go crazy.
Hey, wait a minute.
Huh? What is it? Did they find her?
No. Well, what do you know about that?
Well, what is it? What is it?
Look at this picture.
Holy smoke. It's her. It's her and Fred.
Mr. and Mrs. Fred Adams attend the races.
When?
Yesterday. It isn't possible.
But it's her. I know it's her, Gloria. How could she? She's dead. Hey.
What's the matter?
Maybe it's her.
Her ghost? Don't be silly.
I'm getting out of here. I'm leaving town.
Look. You're in the other paper.
Huh?
Day before yesterday. Fred Adams and wife attend tennis match.
And another picture.
What could this mean? Or did they say something about it?
You see, Gloria, it's getting you down, too. Oh, please, Gloria, let's pull out.
It's uncanny. I can't believe it.
If it's in the papers, you gotta believe it.
Did you double-cross me, Joe?
What do you mean?
Did you have blanks in that gun?
Blanks? I'd certainly hate to get hit with what I had in that gun. She's dead, I tell you.
Well, she better be.
What'll we do?
We'll wait. That's all. Just wait.
Okay. But I don't think I can stand it, Gloria. I'm going to pieces.
But they did wait. They waited for 2 more days, and Joe, fortified with his bottle, was able to hang on. Then Gloria began to crack under the strain of waiting.
Joe, I can't stand it any longer. I gotta do it.
Do what?
I'm going to call Fred's apartment to see if she's there.
I wouldn't.
Hello? Is this the Adams apartment? Is Mrs. Adams there? An old friend from out of town. Yeah, thank you. She's there.
Holy gee.
She answered. I heard her. You lied to me, Joe.
I didn't lie. I had bullets in that gun. I saw her, and she was dead.
There's something wrong. Terribly wrong. I'm going to wait a few more days. I'll check again. And when I'm sure, I'm going to take care of you, Joe.
What do you mean?
I'm going to kill you.
That's crazy.
I don't think it would be safe to have you walking around and talking.
Gloria, listen.
Come on, we're going to my apartment and wait. The story's bound to break sooner or later.
I'd rather get out of town.
You're coming with me to my apartment. Get moving.
Then 3 more days of sleepless waiting. The tenseness grows and grows. The suspense is almost stifling. Poor Joe can neither sleep nor eat, and Gloria becomes pale and drawn. Then Joe finally emerges and goes on a little scouting tour about town to see what he can learn. Then on the next night, a knock at Gloria's apartment door.
Who is it?
It's me, Fred.
Fred? Wait a minute.
Hello, Gloria.
What do you want, Fred?
May I come in? I'd like to talk to you.
Yeah, of course. Come in.
It's rather late, but, well, I had to talk to you.
What about? I never expected to see you around here again.
Well, I was lonely. I had to talk to someone.
Lonely. Well, sit down, Fred.
Thanks. You look kind of tired, Gloria. What's wrong?
Well, since you mentioned it, you look a bit weary yourself. What's wrong with you?
Oh, nothing much. I sent you a check clearing up what I owed you. Did you get it?
Yeah. There's something wrong, Fred. What is it?
Oh, little trouble, that's all.
Sort of trouble.
Domestic?
Domestic? What do you mean? That isn't...
Isn't possible? Is that what you're going to say?
Yes, I thought you were quite happy with your wife.
Well, things can develop suddenly. I certainly found that out.
Well, what happened? Or do you want to tell me?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I do. Guess that's why I came here. You're always so darn understanding. You always knew the answers to things.
But what happened?
Well, I guess I really didn't belong in the upper crust. You had it figured out about right. Everything was all right until Brenda started to shape my career.
Shape your career?
Yes. She had everything all planned out for me. She and her father had it all figured out. I wanted to go into the DA's office and move up on my own initiative. They didn't want it that way. They wanted me to start out as a big shot.
Did she leave you?
Well, yes. We just agreed to disagree.
Oh. Well, where's she now?
Her father's place, I suppose.
When did she leave?
Yesterday?
Yesterday. Are you sure it was yesterday?
Of course. Why do you ask that?
Well, no reason, I suppose. I just can't believe it. It seems a shame. Well, I'm very sorry for you, Fred. Believe me. I know how you feel. I was let down with a dull thud once.
Were you?
You should know.
Oh, Gloria, I was such a fool. You were right. I should have listened to you. You could see what was coming, and I was too dumb to realize it. Have you forgiven me?
Yeah. Yeah, Fred. I'd have to forgive you. I love you so much. I've never been able to forget you for one single moment.
I'm sorry, Gloria. Terribly sorry.
Fred, I got a strange feeling. I don't know what it is, but I've got a feeling you're not telling me the truth.
What? You mean you don't believe me?
There is something you haven't told me. What is it?
Why, nothing. I've told you everything.
I don't believe you, Fred.
All right. Gloria, I'm in a tough spot. Brenda hasn't gone away. She's dead.
Dead? What on earth do you mean?
Yeah, she was found dead beside a car a number of days ago. The day after we had a nasty argument, but I didn't do it. There have been many threats against the district attorney and a member of his family. It may have been any one of a number of persons.
Nothing's been said about it in the paper.
I know that. I know it. They purposely kept it quiet, hoping the real killer would show his hand.
That's silly. Why should he?
I don't know. Oh, darling, it's all a mess. I'm completely worn out over it. I know they suspect me. I don't know what to do about it.
Gloria. I seen her.
Who?
She was standing under the lamppost at the corner. She spoke to me. She said, "Hello, Joe. How's Gloria?"
Shut up, you're drunk.
No, it was her. It was Brenda. I ran for the elevator, and as the doors closed, she was coming into the lobby. She was terrible. Oh, pale and awful looking.
You're simpleton. You got the snakes.
No, it was her. And she's coming up here. It's her. I do want to see her. I can't look at her. I can't stand it.
Joe, turn on the lights.
I won't.
Turn on those lights.
Never mind the lights. I can see you. All three of you.
Brenda. What do you want?
So you're Gloria. Yes. Yes, I met you for the first time not many nights ago. On a deserted highway.
Joe, it is her.
Come out of the corner, Joe. I can see you. Joe, the man who pulled the trigger.
I didn't.
What do you want?
So, Fred, you were in on the plan, too. You wanted me out of the way because of Gloria. You were back of the whole thing.
No, Brenda, no. I had nothing to do with it.
You decided you'd made a mistake, that you wanted Gloria.
I didn't. I swear I didn't.
Tell him, Joe. Tell him how you shot me down. You had the gun. Tell him or I'll...
No. Get away from me. Don't touch me. I'll tell. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. She did it. Gloria did it. I couldn't. I didn't have the nerve.
He's lying. I didn't do it.
Go ahead, Joe. Spill it.
I ain't going to take the rap for this. Gloria went off her beam when you married Brenda. She went crazy with jealousy. She knew about that party, and she made me drive her out there. We followed Brenda and then ran her off the road. She tried to make me do it, but I couldn't. I fired wild, and Gloria grabbed the gun from me and let her have it.
He's lying.
How did she make you do it?
She threatened me. She's got something
Shut
on
up,
me.
shut up!
I don't care. She can tell what she knows about me, but I can prove that she killed Brenda.
How can you prove it, Joe?
I wore gloves. And I still have the gun, and the only fingerprints on it are Gloria's.
You dirty little...
I figured she might try to double-cross me.
What about it, Gloria?
All right, I did it. I shot her. I couldn't stand it any longer.
Turn on the lights, Joe.
Hey, she ain't dead. It's her. It's her. Brenda ain't dead.
Good Lord.
Oh, yes. Brenda's dead, all right. Quite dead.
Then what is she?
You'll find out, Gloria. What a strange quirk of fate. It was your money that caused all this. It was you who put me through law school so that I could defend you. But now, I'm sorry to say I'll be forced to be your prosecutor. Sorry, Gloria. Terribly sorry.
Well, Gloria, you've come to the end of your rope. Things didn't work out as you'd planned. You really killed Brenda that night. But Fred got a brilliant idea. He had Nella, Brenda's twin sister, come up from Nassau and pose as his wife. That's how all the pictures appeared in the papers. And it was Nella who just walked in on you and got a confession. And how did Fred know you were the one? Well, there were several suspects. But you, Gloria, made the mistake of phoning for Brenda too many times. And the police traced your calls. Too bad, Gloria. Jealousy is a terrible thing.
CBS has presented The Whistler. Original music for this production is composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. The Whistler is written and directed by J. Donald Wilson and originates from Columbia Square in Hollywood. Next week, Sunday at 9:15...
I, the Whistler, will return to tell you the strange story out of the fog. Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. Wait a minute. Have you heard the strange tales of the Whistler?
I'm the Whistler.
I was with Danny when it happened, but I couldn't hang on to him. He ran off and left me, and I've been looking for him ever since.
That was Captain Fowler. Something had happened to his friend Danny.
I ain't going to no doctor at this time of the night. Tomorrow, maybe, but I'm not going tonight.
That was Danny. Danny knew something had happened to him, but he didn't know what it was.
But, Danny, you couldn't have done a thing like that. I know. Don't worry, Danny.
That was Fay, Danny's girlfriend. And this is Joe Rodriguez, a fisherman.
It's much better that I leave town, Danny. If I stay, I might forget I am your friend.
Sunday night, and again CBS presents The Whistler.
I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, Many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. And so I tell you tonight the strange story of Fog.
Well, Danny, my boy, this is the thickest fog I've seen in this harbor in many a year. Mm-hmm. And I've been a sailorman for a long time.
Yeah, that's right, Captain. Can't see a single light along the entire waterfront. But we don't need light for where we're going. I know the way to the anchor pool room.
Yeah, I know, too. Hey, Danny, you didn't bring your gun, did you?
Sure I did. Why?
Now, wait a minute. I'm not going to let you talk to Duke Moran with a gun in your pocket.
Why not, Captain?
Well, you might lose your temper and do something you'd regret.
What's the matter with you, Cap? I ain't going to shoot anybody. I just want it in case Duke Moran gets tough.
Oh, sure. I know. But if he gets tough, you can handle him with your fists.
Sure. Unless he tried to slip a knife through my ribs.
Well,
don't worry about the gun, Captain. I won't lose my head.
So Danny and Captain Fowler continue on their way toward the anchor pool room, Duke Moran's usual hangout, where Danny intends to have a showdown with Moran. But the captain is worried about Danny's gun, for he knows that Danny hates Moran to the core of his being.
Now, look, son, I hate to keep bringing this up, but, I wouldn't go storming up to the Duke and start raising the devil.
He borrowed money from me, and he ain't kept his word about paying it back.
Oh, I know, my boy, but he'll pay it back.
Oh, no, he won't. He's planning to skip town and leave me holding the sack.
Now, look, you're working for me, Danny, and you're my best friend. And I'm going along to back up your claims because I was a witness when the loan was made. But look here, I don't want to see you in no trouble.
Oh, I'll take it easy. But I can tell you one thing.
Hey, look out for that hydrant. Look up. Danny, you're hurt. Here. Let me help you.
No.
That's it now. Easy does it. Up now. There we are. Nasty spill. You just sit here for a bit. Oh, you took a real header.
Yeah?
How do you feel, Danny? Yeah, better let me see if you cut yourself.
Keep your hands off me. Who are you?
What?
What is this, a stick-up?
Danny, are you kidding?
Go away. Get away or I'll call the cops.
Why? Danny, you're out of your head.
Get away.
But don't you know me?
Let me alone.
Oh, come back here. No, don't go away. Come back. Danny!
Danny breaks away and quickly disappears into the fog. For a quarter of an hour, Captain Fowler searches the vicinity and finally hurries on to the anchor pool room.
Hey, any of you guys here in the pool room seen Danny Price?
Oh, hello there, Cap. No, I haven't seen Danny.
Neither have I, Cap. Don't think he's been around.
Oh, I see. Well, is Duke Moran here?
The Duke? He was here a minute ago. Where'd he go, George?
Out in the alley, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Some guy opened the back door and called him.
Some guy? Oh.
Uh-huh.
But tell me, was it Danny?
I don't know.
I don't know either, Captain. We didn't pay no attention to who it was.
Oh, I see. Well, okay, boys. Thanks.
Later that night, groping his way along the waterfront, Captain Fowler arrives at the box office of the Crystal Motion Picture Theater. An attractive girl is selling tickets.
Hello, Fay.
Well, hello there, Captain. Going to the show?
Oh, no, not tonight, Fay. I'm looking for Danny. Have you seen him?
No, I haven't. And I'm sore at that big lug, too. He promised faithfully he'd be here to take me home, and it's time to close the box office right now.
Look, Fay, I don't want to excite you, but I've got to tell you something. Danny's had an accident.
An accident?
Yeah. He fell down on the street. He tripped over a fire hydrant, and when he got up, you know what happened? He couldn't remember nothing. He was walking around someplace in a daze.
Good heavens.
Yes, I was with him when it happened, but I couldn't hang on to him. He run off and left me, and I I've been looking for him ever since.
Would you tell the police?
No.
Well, for heaven's sake, tell them, Captain. Maybe they can find him.
No, Fay, I don't want to tell the cops.
Why not?
There's a certain reason, and I don't want to talk about it here.
Look, you wait here till I check in the cash. It'll only take a few minutes. I'll be right with you.
All right, Fay.
All right, Captain. Now tell me, why didn't you notify the police?
Because Danny's got a gun on him.
Oh.
Yes. He was on his way to see Duke Moran. You know, about that money.
Well, yes.
And he was afraid the Duke might start something.
I see. You say you've been looking for Danny?
Yes, I've been everywhere. Been to the casino, over to the bowling alley.
Have you been to Fred's Cafe?
Well, no.
Well, Danny goes there for coffee sometimes.
Well, all right. We'll take a look. Fred's Cafe, why, it's in the next block, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, Fay, we got to find that kid. He's like a crazy man. You know what he did? He looked me right in the face and he didn't know me.
Oh, my goodness. Captain, suppose his memory never does come back.
Oh, now, Fay, don't carry on like that. And don't you start worrying. Yeah,
Oh.
I know how you feel. You and Danny engaged to be married and all, but don't you worry. I think everything will turn out all right.
Oh, I hope so.
Hey, wait!
Listen.
What's your hurry, folks?
That's Danny.
Well, sure it is.
Hey, you going to a fire or something? I've been chasing you for a block.
Oh, Danny.
Hiya, Fay.
Oh, Danny, you're all right.
Oh, sure. Sure, I'm all right. Except I'm kind of mixed up. All of a sudden, I'm sitting in the Clark Hotel. And I don't remember going there at all.
The Clark Hotel?
Yeah.
Well, so that's where you been.
Well, it seems to me I was walking along with you, Cap.
Of course you were, Danny. Don't you know what happened? You had a lapse of memory.
Huh?
Yeah, we've been worried to death about you. The captain and I were looking for you. Oh, Danny, I'm so glad you're all right.
Oh, so I've been off my noggin.
Sure. Don't you remember falling over that fire hydrant?
Fire hydrant?
Yes, that's what did it, Danny. When I helped you up, you thought I was a stick-up man. You ran off down the street.
Well, I'll be darned. How long ago did this happen, Cap?
Well, it's been an hour ago or more. You've been in the Clark Hotel all that time.
Well, how should I know?
When did you come to your senses, Danny?
Well, just now. I'm sitting there in the lobby wondering what it's all about when I seen you folks passing the window.
Oh, swell. But look, Danny boy, you're going to a doctor right away.
What do you mean, doctor?
Well, your head, you must have struck it when you fell.
Oh, my head's all right.
Oh, now, please, don't put up an argument, Danny.
Oh, now, look. Hey, here comes an ambulance. Maybe I better flag it down and crawl in, huh?
Oh, now, don't be smart.
Wait a minute. That's no ambulance. Well, it's a police car.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come on, never mind the police car. Danny, come over here under the light. Let me take a look at your head.
Oh, now, look, Fay, I tell you there's nothing wrong
Hey,
with
hey,
that.
look. You see where that car's stopping?
Huh?
Over in front of the Anchor pool room.
Yeah? Well, wonder what's happened there.
Well, I don't know.
Well, forget it.
No, I want to find out what's going on.
Yeah, so do I.
Come on, Danny, let's go over and see.
All right, you people, get back now. Don't block the doorway.
Hey, what's happened, officer?
The guy's been killed. Shot.
Yeah?
Yeah. They just found his body out in back of the pool hall.
Who was he? Do you know?
Yeah, Duke Moran.
Duke Moran murdered, killed on the very night that you, Danny, with hatred in your heart and a gun in your pocket, were on your way to demand your money. Could it be that after your mind went blank, you continued on to the Anchor pool room? Look at your gun, Danny. If no shots have been fired, you're all in the clear.
Did I kill him? Did I kill him? Did I kill him?
Come on, Danny, let's go.
Well, how do you like that? That guy gets bumped off owing me $100.
Yep, and you can kiss that dough goodbye.
And how?
Captain, who do you suppose killed Moran?
Well, how should I know? Didn't have any enemies that I know of, except Danny.
What do you mean, except Danny? I wasn't the guy's enemy. I just wanted my money back, that's all.
Sure, I know.
You know what?
But you just wanted your money back. What are you getting so excited about?
Hey, boys, let's not walk down this way. There's no doctor in this direction.
Oh, Fay, will you let up on that doctor thing? I tell you, there's nothing wrong with my head.
How do you know?
Well, anyhow, I ain't going to no doctor at this time of the night. Tomorrow, maybe. My head starts aching or something.
Is that a promise?
Oh, okay, that's a promise.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah?
You know, I went to that pool hall right after you disappeared. I thought maybe I'd find you there.
Yeah? Was I there?
No, you wasn't. I asked about Moran, and they said he'd just gone out in the alley. Somebody opened the back door and called him.
Why, Captain, you must have been there just before the murder.
Sure looks like it. I'm sorry now I didn't go out and back and see who Moran was with.
It's a shame you didn't.
Yeah. Hey, Danny, I've been wondering...
All right, go ahead and say it. It was me that called him out and back. It was me that killed him.
Why, Danny.
Well, that's what he's thinking, Fay. I can see it sticking out all over him.
Danny, you mustn't say that.
He knows I've been out of my head for an hour. Can't remember a thing, so now he's trying to pin a crime on me.
Shut up, you fool. Shut up. Why should I want to pin a crime on you?
That's what I'd like to know.
What if you did kill Moran? I'm not holding it against you. You couldn't be blamed. You was off your nut.
Well, I didn't kill him.
How do you know?
I didn't. I know I didn't.
Yes, but how do you know?
Oh, Captain, use your head. Danny lost his memory, and that includes his memory of Moran and his grudge against Moran and everything.
Sure. So now what do you got to say?
Well, maybe that grudge was in the back of your mind, Danny, even while your memory wasn't working.
You see, Fay, he's bound to make out I did it.
Oh, no such thing. But look here, if you was mixed up in this murder, Danny, it's up to me to help you. I'm your friend, and I gotta find out about it, Danny. Let me see your gun.
Huh?
Let me see your gun.
Oh, the devil with you.
Let him see it, Danny. That'll settle everything.
Oh. All right. Sure he can see it. There you are, Cap.
Thanks, Danny. Well, the barrel smells of powder.
Oh, you're crazy.
And 2 slugs have been fired, Danny. Look here.
All right, so the gun's been fired. And that means I killed Moran, I suppose. You're crazy, I tell you.
He's right, Captain. That gun doesn't prove a thing. He might have fired those shots anywhere for no reason at all.
Sure, I've been out of my head, ain't I?
Don't you worry, Danny boy. You didn't kill Moran.
Of course I didn't.
You couldn't have done a thing like that. Not even in a trance. So don't worry. Everything's going to be all right. Don't worry, Danny, darling.
Poor Fay. She doesn't believe her own brave talk. Deep down in her heart, she's afraid that Danny is a killer. It is nearly midnight now. Danny and Captain Fowler have returned to their boat, the fishing boat Dolphin, in the harbor. Danny sits on the deck, gazing morosely into the fog.
Well, hadn't you better turn in, kid? You ought to get some sleep.
Oh, I couldn't sleep. Stick here a minute, will you, Cap? I'd like to talk to you.
Sure.
I'm sorry I blew my top the way I did when we was ashore.
Oh, that's all right, Danny.
I know you was thinking of my interest when you asked to see the gun.
Sure I was.
All kidding aside, it looks pretty much like I bumped off Moran, doesn't it, Cap?
Well, Danny, to be honest with you, it does. Still, there's room for doubt. And if I was you, I'd lay low and say nothing.
I know one thing. I could never be convicted of murder, even if I did do it.
Why not?
Because I was suffering from amnesia.
Yeah. The trouble is, how are we going to prove that?
How are we going to prove it? Well, couldn't you prove it? You was there when it happened. You saw me go slug nutty.
Sure, but who's going to believe me? I'm your friend. They think I was lying to save your neck.
Yeah, I see what you mean. The things look pretty bad then, don't they?
Ah, now, look, Danny. Don't go hanging yourself in advance. You know, maybe it's like Fay said. Maybe you just happened to fire them shots.
Hey, listen. I hear a motorboat.
Well, so what?
It's coming this way. Hear it?
Well, sure, I hear it.
It's the cops. They're coming here to ask questions.
Oh.
I'm getting out of here, Cap.
No, you keep your shirt on. I'll hail the boat and find out who it is. Now, you wait right here. Ahoy there! Ahoy! Who is it?
It's me, Joe Rodriguez.
Oh, there you are, Danny. It's only Portuguese Joe.
What's he doing out here this time of night?
Well, I don't know.
Here is my line, Captain. You make me fast. I'm coming aboard.
Okay, Joe.
How'd you know we'd be up this late?
Yeah.
I just took a chance, Danny. But I am glad you are up.
Oh, don't tell me you ran out of live bait again.
Oh, no. I got plenty live bait.
Oh? What can we do for you, Joe?
Captain, I got a little business proposition I would like to talk over with Danny, and I would like to talk to him private.
Private? Oh, now, wait a minute. Anything you got to say to me, you can say in front of the captain.
No, Danny. This is private. Very private.
Oh, see, well, that's okay, kid. I'll go below. I was about to turn in anyway.
Thank you, Captain.
Oh, don't keep him up too long, Joe. You need some sleep.
I'll just be a few minutes, Captain. Good night.
Good night.
Well, what's on your mind?
Danny, I'm fed up with East Town. Business is rotten here. I want to go to Seattle.
Yeah?
And I need a little money, Danny. $200. And I want for you should let me have it.
Are you kidding?
Ain't you got $200?
Sure. Sure I have, but I'm getting married in a few days. I need every cent I've got.
Oh, yeah? The sweet young lady who works at the Crystal Theater, huh? You'll be very happy with her, Danny.
You bet I will.
But you'll be much more happy if you give me the money so I can get out of town, Danny.
What do you mean?
I am your friend, Danny, and I do not wish to cause you any trouble. But I know something about you that nobody else in this world knows. Not one soul.
Yeah?
Yeah. Tonight I am in an alley, behind the Anchor pool room. There is much fog, but I can see a little bit because there is a light. I see you shoot Duke Moran. Twice. To the heart.
You're a dirty liar.
So, you see, Danny, it's much better I should leave town. If I stay here, I might get drunk someday and forget I am your friend. I might talk, Danny.
You climb in that boat of yours and get back to shore. Go on or I'll throw you overboard.
You come to see me tomorrow, huh? Before noon? If you don't come by noon, well, maybe I get drunk, huh?
Cap, you awake?
Oh, yes, Danny.
Well, there's no room for doubt now. I'm the guy that did it.
What? How do you know?
Portuguese Joe was an eyewitness. He was there in the alley, saw the whole thing.
Oh, now, wait a minute.
That's right, Cap. That dirty rat came out here to blackmail me. Tried to shake me down for $200. Said I'd have to dig it up by tomorrow noon or he'd start talking.
Well, I'll be darned. Kid, I guess it's time we started doing some fast thinking.
Now, that ain't necessary, Cap. I'm clearing out tonight.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Don't get panicky now. Now, let's give it some thought.
No, I'm on my way, Cap. No fooling.
Well, where are you going?
I don't know. But I'm going for good. I won't be back.
You won't be? Oh, now, look here. What about Fay? What about your wedding?
Well, that's just a broken dream, Cap.
Oh, Danny. Well, at least you're going to see her before you go, ain't you?
No.
Well, Danny, what's the matter with you? It ain't fair of you to run out on Fay.
It's the fairest thing in the world. Why prolong the agony? There's got to be a clean break.
Oh, but Fay is such a grand kid, and she'll wait for you. Fay's loyal. Yes, sir, Danny. After this thing blows over, you'll find Fay right here waiting for you.
I don't want her to wait for me, and I ain't coming back. Can't you understand that? You think I'd marry Fay now? Me, a killer?
Oh, yeah, I know.
I love that girl. I wouldn't bring disgrace on her. And it would be disgrace even if I cleared myself of the charge. I'd still be a killer.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you would. Well, I guess there's no use talking to you. You won't listen to a word I say.
No, Cap. I've made up my mind. I'm going to pack my grip now and go ashore.
Golly, kid, I sure hate to lose you.
Yeah, I hate to go, too, Cap. You've been a prince to me. More like a brother than a boss.
All I can say is thanks, Danny.
Even when you knew I was saving up my money to buy a boat of my own, to go into competition with you, you never said a word.
Well, why should I? Oh, this is a free country. Every man has a right to advance himself.
And about Fay, I wish you'd explain to her. You know what to say.
Well, not quite as good a talker as you are, Danny, but I'll try.
You know something, Cap? I wish you and Fay'd get married. I know you'd make her happy.
Me and Faye? No, why, she wouldn't have me.
Don't be too sure about that. She'll forget about me after a while. But explain things to her, will you?
Well, okay, Danny. I'll try. I'll do my best.
Well, I'm going to hit the first freight train out of town. So long, Captain.
Danny, wait a minute.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Oh, Danny, I'm so glad I saw you. I was about to get a boat and go out to the Dolphin.
Yeah?
I've got some wonderful news for you.
What?
At least I think I have. What caliber is your revolver?
Well, it's a 38.
I thought so. Danny, you didn't kill him. You didn't kill Moran. He was shot with a 45.
Huh?
Yeah. I just came from the police hospital. They took the bullets from Moran's body. They were bullets from a 45.
Oh, no. No, that can't be right.
It is right, Danny.
Well, there's some mistake, honey. Look, I hadn't figured on telling you this, but there was an eyewitness to the murder. Portuguese Joe, the bait peddler. He's just been out to the boat trying to shake me down for some hush money.
Well, he's a liar if he says you did it.
Oh, no, honey. You got a bum steer about them bullets.
I didn't, I tell you. I got it straight from the doctor. What's more, I've been to the Clark Hotel. The clerk said you were there for practically an hour, sitting by the window. That means you went there right after you left the captain, so you couldn't have been to the pool room.
I'll be darned. Now, look, Faye. Suppose you go out to the Dolphin. Here, take this grip. Tell the captain what you just told me. And tell him I'm paying a visit to Portuguese Joe right now.
Yes. Just 1 minute. Who is it? Who's there?
It's me, Danny.
Oh. Well, I wasn't expecting you so soon, Danny. You could just as well have come in the morning.
I wanted to get this thing settled.
Sure. Have you got any money?
Joe, you didn't see me shoot Moran.
Not Danny. I hope you're not going to put up no argument.
You lied to me, and I'm here to get the truth.
Now, look, Danny.
Come on, admit it. You lied to me, didn't you?
No.
No, you shoot did.
No, let me go. Let me go.
I'll choke the living daylights out of you, you rat. Come on, tell me you lied.
Yes, I lied to you.
I thought so.
Let me go now.
Sure, I'll let you go. But you're going to come clean. You're going to give me the lowdown on this whole rotten business. Come on now, start talking.
Yeah.
The fog has lifted now, and the eastern sky heralds the approach of dawn. As Danny returns to the Dolphin, he finds Faye standing on the deck.
Hey, Danny, I thought you'd never get back. It's almost daylight.
Well, I had a long ways to go, honey. Joe lives way out at the end of the Channel Street Wharf. That's where his bait shack is.
Well, what'd you find out? Did you face him with his lie?
I sure did. Is the captain in his cabin?
No, he's not. He's gone ashore.
Gone ashore?
Danny, there's something wrong with the captain. He's been acting very queerly.
Yeah?
When I told him you'd gone to see Portuguese Joe, his face went as white as a sheet. Then he went over to his desk and wrote a note. Sealed it in an envelope and told me to give it to you when you come back.
I'll bet I know what's in it.
What?
A confession. But I won't need it now. I got one from Joe.
What do you mean?
Honey, the captain's been framing me.
Framing you?
Yeah, that's right. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Remember he said he didn't go out in back of the pool hall to see who it was that called Moran out in the alley?
Yes.
Well, he lied. He did go out there, and he saw the murder committed. He knew who did it.
Why, Danny.
And right then, he got a bright idea. He figured he'd make me believe I committed that murder. So I'd take it on the lam. Get out of town. You see, honey?
Well, why would he do that?
Because he was in love with you.
What?
Our wedding day was getting closer, and the captain was half crazy with jealousy. He wanted me out of the picture so that he could marry you.
Oh, Danny, I can't believe that.
It's true, honey. Joe told me. I'd have gotten a lot more out of Joe, too, only he broke loose from me and dived into the water. Last I seen of him, he was swimming away.
Well, what about the murder? Did you find out who killed Moran?
I got a hunch that Joe himself did it. After he left, I looked around his shack. I found an IOU there signed by the Duke.
You did? Then the Duke owed Portuguese Joe money, too.
Yep. And I figured the captain made Joe a proposition. If Joe'd come here and make me believe I was the killer, the captain wouldn't squeal on him.
Sure, Danny. That makes sense.
Well, I better see what the captain wrote.
Yeah. Open it up, Danny.
Ah, dear Danny, I suppose you know everything by now. I haven't got the nerve to face you, kid, so I'll be the one to hit the freight. You won't need to save any more money for that boat. I've signed over the Dolphin to you. You'll find the papers in my desk. Good luck, Danny, and make Fay a good husband.
Yes, the captain was the villain in our story. But wait, what about Danny's gun with the 2 empty shells? That doesn't fit into our solution at all. Or does it? Remember when the captain and Danny were on their way to the pool hall and Danny stumbled over the hydrant? The fog was pretty thick, you know. The captain didn't have a bit of trouble in slipping that gun out of Danny's pocket. He wanted to make sure Danny didn't use it on Moran. And later, after the captain had formulated his plot against Danny, it was a simple matter for him to fire a couple of shots from the gun and then slip it back into Danny's pocket when he met Fay and Danny on the street. Yes, a fog sometimes has its advantages.
CBS has presented The Whistler. Original music for this production was composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. Tonight's Whistler story was written by Herbert Connor, directed by J. Donald Wilson, and originated from Columbia Square in Hollywood. Next Sunday, same time, 9:15.
I, the Whistler, will return to tell you the unusual story of jealousy. Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe.